Hi, everybody. Sorry, I had a little trouble. Cherry Pepsi. I had a little trouble getting the phone into the tripod, so I was a few minutes late. I had to tighten up my tripod. Okay, let me just get myself going here with your comments. You guys, in the description, oh, and everybody say hi to Alicia, because when she comes on, she's moderating for us today. And there is a description of the video that will allow you to know the logistics of how this works, or just reach out to Alicia because she'll be helping you guys. So I realized on my other videos, I never even introduced myself. Duh. So I'm Tana Newberry. I'm a psychic reader and a psychic development coach. I don't know, I was thinking about telling you my origin story today, so I might get into that for a second. But anyways, I am going on live and doing these psychic readings because I usually have a full bill of clients, and you know, I have a fair price, but it reflects my availability, right? So it's not always accessible to everybody right now, but there are a lot of people who need healing. That's why I'm going to do these sessions where I do healings. There's not a lot of people who need kind of spot check guidance on things that are going on. Some people are going through things on top of what the world is going through, or they're just, you know, feeling a certain way or thinking a certain way, and they really need support. So yes, I have a small business. Yes, it's really hard to maintain that right now and pay the bills. So I thought it would be a win-win if I come onto these live readings as often as possible, offer you some direct personal spot check guidance and healing, and allow you, if you are capable and you are feeling called to serve, please look at the link in the description for how to send me $5. Is if that's what you can spare, I would really appreciate it if that energy exchange works for you. That really works for me. Also, I want to just throw out there that I have noticed that many of you have been donating extra, and I have to tell you, it is keeping my phone on, which keeps me able to do these live readings in the first place. So anyways, let me just pop open the chat. You guys, I think I saw a couple things in all caps. Yes, that works for me. I found out the all caps things works for me. So that allows me to see that your questions are directed towards me versus chatting with each other, and versus asking a question of Alicia, who is the moderator. And oh, good. Look, I don't even have to make you the moderator, Alicia, because you're like already one. That's convenient. Okay, so I'm gonna pop out my feed. Hold on one sec, guys. I just gotta figure out how to do this. Pop out chat. That's what works for me. Okay, so a couple of you guys had questions a couple days ago that I didn't get to, and you guys, please forgive me, because when I look at the feed of the questions, I do my best, but it's like, you guys, I'm here, and I'm here, and it's just a lot. I pride myself on multitasking, but it's a lot. So thank you. Lots of comments already. Okay, you guys, I am ready to go. I'm gonna light some incense for us. This is my favorite incense. I get it from Angel Heart for You. It is chakra incense, and literally it changes fragrance as it goes down in pertaining to a fragrance that works with that particular chakra. So we're gonna get that going. Fire safety. Okay, cool. I'm so excited. I'm feeling super in tune today. Okay. Here we go. Oh, Suzanne, yes, I hope everyone is well and staying safe. Absolutely. Patrick, hello, my friend. Okay, Celeste says I made your payment. Can you see if any of my family on the other side has a message for me? Okay, just logistics real quick, guys. Put your questions in all caps, okay? So I can see that, but I understand this came in before the instruction. So Celeste, I wish you guys could see my smorgasbord of cards. I came super prepared today with like, I don't know, how many decks do I have here? Like 12 decks that I have all primed and ready. So I'm gonna grab my mediumship deck real quick just to assist me. I do feel a female presence around you automatically. I want to say that maybe it's your mother. But if your mother's not passed, don't freak out or anything. It's probably your grandmother. But it just feels like a female presence that if I look at your lives, they were very congruent. So I think you spent a lot of time with this female before she passed. It does feel like a mother. Celeste, will you message and tell me if your mother is passed? If not, I can kind of focus somewhere else. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so happy to do live readings, you guys. It's honestly, it's like keeping me sane. It's keeping me sane. Okay, so let me know. The mother is passed. Okay, because it really did feel like it was your mother, because it just, you know how like that if someone stands next to their mother, you could like, you sense the closeness or the likeness. So I feel that your message that you're coming to hear today is from your mother. I did feel that. Okay. I don't even know what I'm doing here. It's not a spread. I'm just pulling it out. Okay. This is really sweet. So this card, I'm not dead, is just a way of saying, even though sort of I went and I left, I always repeat this, but you guys, it's so poignant. Linda Grandel, my friend, who is a very skilled medium, that's her thing. I'm more like future predicting, but she is a medium. And she says that the spirits always tell her, I'm more alive now than when I had a body. So there's some interest in I see two messages she wants to give. Number one, sort of logistically, she wants to let you know that she was met by her other family members. I don't know what kind of relationship she had with her parents, but she's pointing to her parents. And I think, or like her group of family members that would have been almost a reflection of how she was to you. So that's why it feels like parents to me. It feels like boop, boop. She's pointing to the next one. And she's just saying, I was met, I was received, I was welcomed by so many of my loved ones, who you may know some of. And then she's saying, I'm not gone and I'm more alive than now that I had a body. And then now she's pointing to you, like in relation to you. She wants to let you know that even though it was her time to go and she is on the other side now, she's definitely, the next message, aside from the like, I'm okay and this is what happened, is definitely about you. And she's asking you to remember, just keep close the memories. Keep close the memories. It's almost like I'm hearing that song. It was actually in the Twilight movies. How does it go? I'm being drawn to that lyric. Sometimes that happens as a clairaudience. So, it's like, when you think about me, keep the good memories, leave out all the rest. It's something along those lines. If my Twilight people, you know what song I'm talking about. It's from the first movie. But it's just saying, just remember the memories and the good times, leave out all the rest. I don't think anything was perfect. Nothing's perfect, but I do believe there was a lot of joy and love. And from the other side, she's so with you. I think she's also pointing to some youngins too, like young children that are in the family. They may be yours, they may be someone else's, but she's pointing to the young children and saying they're all protected and they're all safe. We've got them. They're under our care and our guidance. Of course, I'm being asked, I always say, they always like prompt me at the end because I would forget otherwise because I hear it so often, but they're prompting me to say all the things, which is, I love you, I miss you, I'm with you, I'm guiding you, I'm protecting you. When you think it's me talking to you, it's me. When you get a sign and you think I put it there, I did. Okay? Thank you so much, Suzanne. Okay, oh no, that wasn't Suzanne, that was Celeste. Celeste, thank you. Oh my gosh, Linda's here. Hi, Linda. Okay, let's see what else we have. All caps for your questions, guys. Okay, Suzanne says, wondering if there's any messages from the spirit realm for me. Absolutely. I'm going to pull the healing deck up here because I think I want to, I just feel like there's a few sharp points that they want to bounce around to. And these cards just have one word, so they're really sharp. Ooh, study. Ooh, this is really interesting. Suzanne, Are you thinking about learning a new skill, doing a new training? It may have something to do with your career, or maybe not, or maybe like a future aspiration. But I do sense this energy of basically heaven and spirit acknowledging that you sort of like have a goal and there might be a plan of action, and that I don't think you maybe have committed to it yet, or you definitely haven't completed it, but there's just some acknowledgement like that is a current event in your life possibly, and the spirit is just acknowledging, yes, we're here, we're listening, we're guiding, and we're actually encouraging you to pursue that. Let me see what else is here. I wouldn't be surprised if you are considering making some changes in your life, all to do with sort of aligning yourself more appropriately with your, it feels like an authenticity or an expression of you. Yes, it can be spiritual. Yes, it can be work like this, but it doesn't have to be spiritual. Just it feels spiritual to you because it is so authentically you. It's like your service, your purpose. And I do see guardian angels here, intention, enchantment. It is a bit magical, this idea of what spirit is kind of flashing into your mind. And I also do notice I have a roommate who is going through something similar, and I'll use this as an example. So she loves what she's done, but she's done it for a really long time. And she's feeling the pull, and she's starting to feel out of alignment with what she's doing. Not because she wasn't perfect for it, she's in a service care position, but because I think there's something else coming next. So this is my point for you. If you're being drawn to trainings or ideas of like preparing yourself for something else that's big, and you're congruently getting information and feelings like you wish you could be free or you wish you could feel more full, these things are not unrelated. It is guidance into the next step. You do have guardian angels with you. Guardian angels, specifically angels. My angel people are very kind, loving, gentle, and it's not that everybody isn't an angel person. Everybody has angels around them, but it's almost like sometimes you are angelic yourself, and so that energy is really noticeable in your field and often draws people to very specific kinds of purposes. So anyways, it's time to give a little validation to those feelings and to that guidance, and if it hasn't come yet, and this is all kind of new, it will come to you, and I bet you it's going to come to you real soon, like we're talking month or two. So pay close attention to the guidance you're getting or the suggestions that people around you are giving as you hold the space for, it might come first as like a feeling, like I said, of wanting freedom and then sort of turn into insight. But either way, it's either there or it's coming, and expect that that's the next step in the guidance that's coming through from spirit. All right, let's see what else we have. Okay, Celeste, can you see if there is any love for sun in the future? Is that smoke too much, or is that moody? I just lit the incense again. Can you see if there's any love for sun in the future? He's 19. We call him Taka. I think it's Taka. Yeah. He's handsome. I just heard he's handsome. But I don't know if I don't know. I do feel the absence of love at the moment, and that's why we're asking, because they really want that. And there's that heart-shaped hole, but I wouldn't worry about that. Let's see what we have. I hear he's handsome. I wouldn't be surprised if he's, I don't know, maybe he's shy or it takes a while to really open up and get vulnerable. It's kind of normal. It's okay. Spirit can work with that. Spirit can work with that. I also... I'm getting drawn to his hair, like, ooh, nice hair. Or he like takes pride in his hair, or whatever his haircut is. Like, it's like handsome, stylish, good looking. That's gonna help. I don't know what this spread is that I'm doing. I just like made something up and all of a sudden it's happening. Okay. Here's some interesting bit of information. I believe the next relationship that's coming in for him, and he does have the new love card, so this is about something new coming in. So that's an answer directly to your question. Is he going to have love? Let me pull. I don't know if it's going to be while in quarantine. It could be in the next 6 months after we all get out again, but it's not going to be any more than 6 months. That's generally what Spirit tells me. Relatively soon. But here's the thing I want to tell you. The one he couples up with, I do believe there is an affinity beyond this lifetime, like a past life relationship. Karmic relationships come with all sorts of contracts, and they can kind of be like quote unquote good or bad. But I do feel good about this relationship. I feel that there is affinity of love beyond this time, and there will be a recognition, and you'll see they'll just fit and they'll complement. And I also feel from Spirit that there won't be a lot of fighting or arguing, even though they're young hearts and young minds, and sometimes there's a hard time being in a mature, committed relationship when this happens. We see where that would happen. I actually feel a level of, it's not maturity, it's actually familiarity that looks like maturity, because their connection on a soul level is so developed. I do feel this is the case. I wonder if there's a little something to heal before he moves forward, but I'm not worried because, children and kids and teenagers and young adults, they are resilient. So everybody's got content. Everybody's got a narrative. I don't think there's anything that he can't work around. I think he's totally empowered. New love coming in. Like I said, I sort of see us being out of the house, and then in the 6 months to follow that, they're showing me that is where kind of the action takes place. Okay. So anyways, new love, and it usually does consider it coming soon. I do feel that, and that will be very, very fun. Okay, let's see what we got. Hi, everyone. Kelly says, hi. Celeste, can you see if any of my family that crossed over has any messages? Celeste, I think I got to yours. Perfect. Okay, thanks, guys. Oh, Crystal, here's a good one. Here's a whopper. Should I marry my current partner? Now, I'm not going to tell you definitively yes or no, because that is on you, girl, but I will weigh in and tell you anything I get from a psychic perspective. You guys, I'm going to tell you a little something about when I do readings for my clients. The monkey mind is real and in full force. I really do feel that in order to get to the deeper spiritual meaning of things, we have to soothe the monkey mind. We have to give it the things that it needs to sort of calm down so that we can see past the fears and get to the higher meaning or purpose of it all. So you guys, if you guys have these kinds of questions that feel like maybe they're just coming from a place of like total confusion or worry, it's okay to ask those questions. It's okay, because when I weigh in, I may not get every single thing that is true about the situation, but I will get what Spirit gives me for you from me in that situation. So let me see what I have. I don't think there's a real good likelihood that things are just great. Obviously, that makes sense because that's probably why you're asking the question. I will tell you this. If the communication does not improve, and I kind of feel like I had somebody last time we did this that had the same kind of thing. It's not just a communication, but it's like a sending and receiving and acknowledging. So like, when you know somebody's love languages and you're like, okay, you said this, and not only do I hear you in the way that I hear you, but I know literally what you meant when you said that, and I acknowledge both my understanding and your originating position of why that action or that thing was taking place. So the communication is more than just sitting down and talking. But listen, if the communication, if the acknowledgement and getting on the same page, getting on the same team does not happen through words, phrases, sentences, counseling, talks, acknowledgements, honesty, respect of emotional expression during these conversations, if that can't happen, I have to say there's not a whole lot working towards the resolution of this relationship. I'm just going to go out on a limb because you're asking me directly, and I want to be direct with you. If it was me or my best girlfriend that I was giving advice to, I would hope that she didn't spend any more than 9 months to a year tops waiting for this to happen if it doesn't look like it's going to. Because the thing is if it's not going to and it's not going to work, it most definitely is bringing down the both of you. It really is one of the saddest things in the world that love doesn't always last forever. And I'm really sorry I don't mean to dismiss or downplay any of the suffering you may be going through, because this is a really hard thing, but it's harder if it doesn't start going in the right direction. So I hope that you will sort of ask Spirit for a timely resolution, that you will notice if that resolution is coming or not, that you would put yourself fully into understanding what you need to do your part, and really recognize and acknowledge if the other part is being reciprocated. Make your best decision based on that, okay? Really focus on that exchange of communication, and if it's not there, that is where I would almost say, like, that is the answer that I would be telling my best friend to start to acknowledge in order to make the right decision. I got so thirsty last time I was on, and I was like, I really want a cherry Pepsi. Okay. Oh, you know what's funny is it says, should I marry my current partner? And I already felt like you were married. That's interesting. You must have been together for a long time. If there was any semantics there, don't worry about it. Just because I do think you're probably living together, or like having one of those relationships that have been together for a while. So it still applies if I said something about you already being married or divorced or whatever. Okay, still applies. Okay, Patrick, question from Patrick. I met Patrick at a UFO night watch, night vision goggles in Tahoe. We went to a paranormal conference, and he was one of my clients that went out with us, and he was so fun. And I think I have a picture of him through night vision goggles, holding up some goggles. Okay, Patrick, I was wondering if we could shed some light on my life purpose and what the next steps are towards fulfilling what that would be. That's a lot, but any guidance would be appreciated. Yeah, I can handle that. Again, I don't always get, if we did a full reading for an hour, you can tell I can get a lot out in an hour, so we could circle around it a lot more. But I always remind people that when we do these readings, I may not be saying the entire aspect to consider or the truth, but I have definitely messages that spirits say, this is your message to give them right now. And so I circle in and get that one detail or a couple details. And of course, on every aspect of our lives, it's very deep, and there is more detail to be received. I guess now is a good time, you guys, if you want to do a reading with me, you can go to tananewberry.com and book a reading. I have a schedule. It's super easy to book. I talk really fast, as you can tell, especially when I'm channeling. Can you guys notice when I do the energy readings, I talk way slower, and when I do readings, I talk way faster? Let me explain that. When I'm doing readings, I'm mostly clairaudient, so the information comes very fast, and in order to keep up with it, I find I have to talk fast so that I don't slow down the process or miss part of the transmission. But when I do energy readings, I'm feeling and I'm interpreting and using my own words. So that process is a little slower. So that's why the many faces of Tana Newberry. Anyways, if you want to do a reading with me, you can go to my website, guys. But I'm happy to be here with you now. Patrick, let's see what we got. Patrick, I think you'd like to make some money doing something that you enjoy. It's really, really, really important that you follow your heart and your desires. What does that look like? It looks like the thing you want to do, not the thing you should do. Sometimes it's those juxtaposing things. It's really interesting because I think we had a little Facebook comment the other day about how you were interested in maybe considering hypnotherapy. This is the counseling card that just came up for you. There is no hypnotherapy card in this deck, but there is one in the deck that my friend Misha Johnston and I published, the Experiencer deck. And I do feel that this counseling card would be the equivalent of that in this deck. I think it's like you're pulled in two directions. Let me see. What email do you want me to give them? Gmail. Sure, give them my direct. It's tananewberry@gmail.com. And then the website, you guys, for readings where you can use my calendar and book is tananewberry.com. And it's super easy, automated. You could literally book right now, get your reminder, and then I call you at the number you list. Patrick, do me a favor. Don't think that money is the opposite from what your heart wants. I get how when we I get how when we consider making shifts and changes and we have to start from scratch and maybe even get training, that conversation I had earlier about training may have also spoke to you. If you resonated with some of that, take what was yours. But I know sometimes it can be like, it's this versus being financially stable. And I appreciate where you're at. But what I'm asking you is, what if that wasn't necessarily true? It was just either sort of a moment in time or something that actually could be solved. Okay. I do think that honoring your people around you, whether it's your partners or your family or whoever that you feel like you have to kind of show up for or do the right thing by, I understand that's also important to you. So I think it is good that you are, considering that is a priority and weighing into it. But the most highest outcome of this question, fulfilling your purpose, is to just pay attention to your desires. What's shiny? What do you want? What do you want? What is that? Counts very specifically. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think hypnosis is your next step. I think it's a thing. Hypnotherapy, excuse me. I think you already said you desire it. It's almost like, okay, we were talking the other day about you taking IT courses. It almost feels like the energy of that is like, okay, solid, secure. I know where it goes. I have some footing in right now. That's the safe thing, right? But then you juxtapose it towards the heart, the thing that you're super, super drawn by and the thing you desire. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this hard decision between the two. But what if they weren't like mutually exclusive? What if stability and strength and financial ability came from the other one? What I'm saying is, start to be open and willing to say, I'm going to go the route of my heart's desire, and financial freedom and security can exist in the same space. And even if you just start there, it starts to get the ball rolling on how that actually occurs. Start with schooling. I think that you can do both, and then reach out to me shortly or on another live, and let's get the next step for you. But make sure you are committing to that schooling if you're not doing that already. Okay, please, please, please do that. Literally, life purpose, answering the question. I think your hypnosis you shared with me is right on the money for your purpose right now. The other thing I want to tell you about life purpose is a lot of times people think there's just one. There's just one. And what I would say is, did you only have one job your whole life? Or did you have multiple jobs? Were there reasons that you were in service in many different ways, at many different times? Yes, many of us come, especially with people with light worker missions, we come with a multiple categorical kind of purpose where it weaves in and out of these different places we do service, still bringing us and the fulfillment of us and our authenticity is part of our purpose, but it can take so many forms. It's like, if you're multi-talented, why would Spirit just use you in one way? So I do feel the next step towards your life purpose is the hypnosis, okay? Hello, all from Cali, Crystal says. Hi there. Hi, guys. Okay. Disney Deb, love it, says, hi, Tana. I was wondering if you had any messages from my dad, Alex. Sure. Oh, gosh, I automatically feel a very happy, funny, charismatic, good-looking kind of guy. Was that him? I don't know. He just feels like confident, like he was laughing at his own jokes, and everybody else thinks it's adorable, so they laugh too. I don't know, very positive, very happy energy. That's either a message about who he was when he was around. It could be a message about kind of now, but usually they identify themselves first. I think Linda would agree that they usually identify themselves first. So I see this. Let me know in the comments if you're resonating with that, if this is your person. He's also showing me his hair for some reason too. A lot of hair tonight. But I don't know if he was balding or I don't know. He's just showing me his hair. Not that he has to be balding, but there's just something he's like, he cared about his hair or didn't like it or did like it or something. I just see him going like this about his head. Okay. All right. Now into the message. Oh, you know what's interesting about this? Your dad, Alex, almost feels a little bit like my father to me. He had great hair, thick, yeah. Like hair. So like maybe like I wasn't bald, right? Like, hey, my hair is so funny. But I almost feel like similar to my dad a little bit. So let me share. You know, my dad is a beautiful, wonderful guy, but he's not always like the first one to just get really mushy. That's my mom. I get that from my mom. So he's like a cool, charismatic kind of guy. And he definitely does tell me he loves me. But the one thing I'm seeing is this indication that like he really wishes he would have said it more or done it more. Oh, you love the incense floating. That's great. I'll keep it going. I love this stuff. I could burn incense all day. But I get a sense that he just really, really, really reflects on the things he could have done to share and tell you more and more and more just how much he loved you. I do wonder how he passed, if he was sick or something, because there is this indication that he's much better off now. So that's juxtaposed with like the circumstance that preceded his passing. They often, I'm sure Linda would say the same thing. I don't know personally if she's ever shared this, but sometimes they share the logistics about the other side. Like they want us to know, like they're relaying, like we're on the phone. How's the weather out there in Hawaii? You know, they want to relay the information. And he's just saying that, gosh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's like crazy beautiful. So I hear that, and he's just smiling ear to ear. Also, you know, there has been times that you or the family, your dad is passed, but I wonder if your mother is not. Because I just felt him showing me some tears, some crying, and he drew a circle, and I felt there was another strong female, not just you. So, I mean, the most obvious answer to me from a psychic perspective would be that it was your mother. But I just feel that there were tears, and he just kind of, she's still here. That's what I thought, because he's kind of drawing a circle around that. And he's just saying that when you shed tears or when you're sad, he just wants to let you know that it's not just always a tragedy and then it's just a horrible thing that you have to move away from, this feeling emotion. It is literally the cleansing process that heals from the grief. So there's nothing wrong with moving through the process of grief and cleansing through those tears shed. So it's beautiful because it honors what was important and how much it will be honored and missed. So he just wants to let you know that every day he really wants you to, and you are moving towards healing, and that you will very much be together again. And he's showing me, like, I don't know if he used to hike or that he loved nature. I don't know, but he does now. He loves his environment, and he just makes me feel like I can't wait to show you around. Not in a bad way, like, oh my gosh, get here soon or something. I'm not saying that, but you have to realize when they're on the other side and they get excited about the beauty of it, they often come in and give us logistics or share that they can't wait to be with you again in that heavenly place, which you will be. So that's your message. Thank you. Okay. Let's see here. Oops. My screen always like jumps around here. Okay. The incense is making my nose run a little bit. Okay. Sorry guys. One sec. Well, I really jumped far. Let me see. Okay. Thank you. Maureen, will Megan return to a thriving esthetician business? Yes, I think so. I immediately feel that. I would love to know the name of the business. Is there any way, Maureen, that you could type in the name of the business so I could really tune into the energy of the business? I'm going to be trying to watch my screen here. Name of the business, Maureen, the esthetician business, but I already feel yes about Megan. Well, Well kept. Okay, good. I'm hearing that it will weather the storm, whether that's like the current situation or some other one. I do sense timeline-wise, prediction-wise, like month and year-wise, that there's some importance placed on the month of August. I don't know if this is because a decision will have to be made, or a lease will need to be renewed, or the money runs out, or I don't know what's going on in August. But there is sort of this like my attention is being drawn there. And so if it takes a little while to really understand whether the answer is a yes, will it return to a thriving, it sort of feels like at least by that time, we're really well aware of the status of this question, like in real life, not just me predicting it, but like you're aware, you know why, you know how it is or isn't. I'm wondering if, what's the name? Megan. I'm wondering if Megan is married and if her partner or if there's anybody else sort of next to her that is contributing financially. Sometimes it's like a family member that lives with them that's paying some of the bills. Usually that means the family member living with them that pays some of the bills is their spouse. So I'm wondering if that is the case. But there seems to be some ability to hang on, and like she should, and then thriving is a very specific word. So I think maybe that's why I'm being drawn to after August, because that's the question you asked was thriving. And it could be that time that we get back to what we would describe as thriving. But I'm feeling hang on, even if it has to go dark for a minute, hang on, find a way, evolve, stay with it, stick with it. Because I do feel that it's a good thing going here. And if there is support from somebody else in the household or someone else that's kind of next to her, giving some resources, that's great. And if there isn't anybody, it might be time to actually think about who her people are, her close people, whether that is a father, a mother, a spouse, or whatever, and just say, is there any resource that they have that they could assist in some way with staying afloat? I do think it will thrive by August. That's how I see the answer to thrive, okay, is August. Thank you so much. Okay, Melinda says, will I ever find someone special? Is there anything I have to do to facilitate that? That is a great question. Usually I get an indication right away, whether it's almost like a passive or like a I have to go out and make it happen kind of thing. I feel the absence of knowing that. What does that mean? It always means something. It's a message. It's not just a blank answer. It's a message. I think what it means is that right now, you don't have to do anything. But I think it means, you're welcome, Maureen. I think it means that I just, you know what? I'm like, watch my face right now. Okay, that look is how I feel spirit looking at me. Like, oh, wouldn't you like to know? We got a little something prepared for you. We got a little something prepared for you. That's what it feels like. But it also feels like I don't know if the action has to be taken right now, like I said, or that there's a little wait in between, like a sit tight. I don't know if this is because this is your comfort zone that you don't kind of want to, and I'm not talking about the current situation where we're all at home. It's other than that. It's like just sit tight energetically. Like, okay, they say pull cards now. Pull cards, Tana, pull cards. Okay. First of all, sorry to get graphic, but this is the sexy time card. This is the sexy time. This is the good loving. The good loving. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to tell you something. Your wild days are not over at all. I will say this. In no time that I've been tuning into this, did I not feel a partner imminent. Okay. I will say that. I'm wondering if it'll be like 2 to 3 seasons. So What are our seasons? We're in spring now, winter, spring, summer, fall, winter, right? So I'm actually thinking between fall and winter is the time that I really see this manifesting. Here's the thing. I have some specific instruction for you. This is what Spirit wants you to know. When someone reaches out to you, respond, and give them back all the energy that they invested in you. Sometimes in romance, it's very easy to have someone reach out to you or to make a move, and then you like want to play it cool, so you only give them half back because you want to maintain control. And I see that, and that's like, I get it. It's like a normal response. But the thing is your message specifically from Spirit is that when someone reaches out to you, you have to respond 100% all in. Don't hold anything back. Don't play it cool. I'm not saying go all crazy and weird and like, plan your future, wedding or anything. I'm just saying the energy of, hey, I'm interested. You have to match that with, I'm 100% interested as well. Anything less and you won't get the speedy result that you could. I feel the most likely time for this to occur, like I said, is fall into winter. Listen, there's some people that I read and I wish I could say it different, but and everyone can change your stars. But when I tune into it, it's like, man, there are years in between now and when I see you making money moves. So the fact that I even see the end of this year is actually just, it's going to be here in no time. So just prepare yourself. Know that the one is coming, and please, 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 if someone gives to you, please reciprocate without holding any don't be nonchalant. Reciprocate. Okay, that's the message for you. All right, Debra, I heard a feminine voice. She said, "I want you to know I love you." Who was she? Debra. It feels like a best friend or a sister. Did you ever lose a friend, someone who was near? It is a woman, it's a friend, but it's also like a spirit guide, someone who left this earth before you that you may have been close to, or it doesn't even, they're correcting me. It doesn't even have to be that you were super close to them, but you had an affinity with them. You know how sometimes you can meet somebody and even though they won't be like your best friend, it's like your chemistry is so good, but it's a friendship. It's a friendship and it is, it feels like an equal, not necessarily like a mentor, not like a grandmother, not like a mother. I mean, I guess it could be because I really do believe we do this human cycle a few times and there's so many different ways that we relate to our soul family. But it just really feels like the thing that stands out the most about this person is that they are an ally, which usually means like friend, comrade kind of energy. It does feel a peer association. Debra says grandmother. Yes, I mean, it could be grandmother. Yes, but I'm going to ask you something. Did you ever feel so close to your grandmother that you felt like you could have been sisters or Laverne and Shirley, Thelma and Louise? Like, did you ever feel like you were actually a peer with your grandmother? Friend, not really, you say. Okay, if it is grandmother and you've been feeling grandmother, it's just that I need to tell you that the energy of this soul, this person, feels like you belong to them, they belong to you, a little differently than just relating to what would usually be a grandmother. It feels like a soul friend, like someone that is an equal and someone who incarnates, if you believe in this reincarnation or whatever, it feels like a peer level, which could be like a friend or a friend or just someone that would have been sort of a partner with you in spirit. There are people that are like that with their grandparents or with their people. It's almost like, I know some people who are like, I don't get my mom. I don't get her. But my grandmother, I'm down with my grandmother. Like they're two peas in a pod. So anyways, this energy just seems very familiar, very friendly, very much like a spirit guide. And if it's not a friend and it is your grandmother, trust your gut, pay attention. But the message is that you're two peas in a pod. That's really what I wanted to tell you. And that's what makes that kind of psychic connection really work really well. Okay, let me see. Whatever, no ID. That's funny. Do I have the COVID-19 virus? I was sick in March after dinner with a friend who returned from Milan. Thank you. Okay. Do you have the COVID virus? I know it's a weighted question. You guys forgive me because, like I said, I talk to the monkey mind. I don't mind answering questions like that. There's a lot of success cards here. I don't think you do. Because there's success, there's balance, there's winning. I mean, if you did, it would almost be like there's no ramifications. Nothing bad happens. Nothing bad has happened, other than maybe you were feeling sick, and I get that. But we're talking about like the extent of the reach of, things. And again, I'm not a medical doctor. You guys, I can't legally give you advice about this, but let me just tell you that when I pull the cards, it doesn't identify any issues. There's the lack of identifying any issues. So usually that means a very positive outcome, a very positive position, a very no worries, no harm, no anything, no concerns, nothing to report. So this kind of looks like that to me. And let me know if you have any follow-up questions, because that was a very direct yes or no question. I didn't go into great detail, but let me know if there's something else you want me to look at. But it just really everything feels like checkup A-okay. That's literally what it's. The heart is upside down, so I know this has been kind of hard on you. Maybe considering that you could be in a position that this is maybe affecting your life or other people around you. Like, I appreciate and not trying to dismiss how scary it can be or what concerns you have. But I just need to let you know that as far as this is concerned, it just really checks out with like the result we want, which is obviously a no, okay? All right, let's see here. Grace says, Glory says, Tana my parents and sister and brother. Do they have a message for me? Woo! Entourage on the other side. Let's see. Ooh, something. Ooh, just popped out of my deck. It's popped out of my deck. I couldn't pick it up with these long nails. Okay. So let me just call a spade a spade. This is the marriage card. Marriage, 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 marriage. You single, girl? Or guy? Whoever you are you single? Because usually when I get the marriage card and your family is weighing in, they're telling you there's someone for you. If it is that you are already married, they usually are talking, not married. Yep, that's what I thought. Because usually, and I don't even know if you're interested in getting married, because I wonder if I just energetically, I feel like I want to go like this. Like, I'm good. I don't need it. Like, that could be the case. Or if the opportunity came up to meet someone, you'd be like, I'm good. Like, I feel this energy, like, making me want to do that. But I have to tell you that a lot of times when the family is on the other side, one of the first things that they do is they pick out your future partner and help guide you to that person, knowing that they want you to have companionship. They want you to have love in their life. They want to fill and replace the place where they used to be. Sorry, I am married for 20 years. Grace to glory, I'm married. Okay, good. That's fine too. Okay, because that means we need to look further, because this is when the spirit pulls a card about marriage and everybody's pointing to your marriage, it's because there's a message there. If you're not married, it's about basically we're finding your partner. If you are married, that's when we have to look further. So that's what I'm going to do right now. If you got, oh my gosh, look at this marriage card again. Can I ask you a question? If you had a question, anything related to your spouse, anything related to your marriage, anything related to aspirations the two of you have, or whatever, is there something that I can answer for you specifically with our time together? Because the family pointed me to wanting to give you that message. So I'm going to watch the feed here. Grace to Glory. Can you give me any insight on what, if you had a question to do with anything in the partnership with your marriage, what would that be? Because I want to get that for you. And I'm just going to keep pulling cards here. Thank you too, Rosemary. God bless you too. Does my mom have a message for me? I'll get to that. Grace to Glory is probably typing. There is kind of like some money moving cards here. It's here. I think you skipped me. Okay, I'll go back up and take a look, okay? Make sure it's in all caps too. Okay, Grace to Glory. I'm still waiting for your question. Let me try to fill the space here. You're welcome. Okay, let's see here. I do wonder if there is some indication of like an aspiring place you want to be. And when I'm saying place, I mean moving homes. Sometimes even people want to like check out, go overseas or go somewhere else. So I wonder if there is something about the future with this person in question, like what does that look like? Sometimes it's also something to do with like how will it end up? How will the retirement happen? What is the end game? What is that? Without your question, I'm just going to try and be useful here. There is a lot of times when you have your spirit family on the other side, they are acknowledging those things. And really what it is the same concept that I told you before. They're sort of preparing for you and all focusing and manifesting and lining up whatever it is that they want you to. Does my husband love and protect and provide? My husband loves and protects and guides us. Yes. So there's some. This is really what it comes down to. I'll just make it general so that it makes sense and you can take with it what you need. The future in question, what are we going to do? How's it going to work? What's it going to be? Where's it going to be? All that in question is being very guided and very specifically handpicked and crafted. All the opportunities, all the guidance, all the intuitive hits, all the openings, the availabilities, all these things are very, very, very much a concern with your family on the other side. They want to assist you with having all the things you want. So that it's like you have a staff, a team, if you will, focused on the future. But they are pointing to your marriage, meaning it's either the both of you, it has to do with your marriage, the aspirations of the marriage, or bringing to you all the things that sort of they want you to have, especially since they're not around. Okay? So beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to go back up and see if I missed, I don't know how to say it. Is it Shira? I don't see it. You guys, keep in mind, I'm very much behind because every time you type in a question, it takes me a while to get through it. So, I don't think, oh my gosh, Geraldine's on. Hey, G. You guys, I don't know if I missed it because I see a hello from you, but I don't see your question yet. I will get to it. Oh, here it is. Can you tell me when I will get a good job? Yeah, let's look at your career stuff. You can tell me if you have something that you're setting your sights on, and I can look at that specifically. Feel free to comment now. Ciara, is it Ciara? Feel free to comment now if there's something specifically you want me to look at. Otherwise, I'm just going to look at good. Good job. Good job. And while you do that, I'm going to take a sip. LOL, she says. Okay. Hey, Tana, your friend Sarah is here. Oh, hey, Sarah. Okay, I'm just going to look at the other information about the job. I'm trying not to, and your love life. All right, we're just looking to see what's good, girl. What's good? Let's see what's good. I think what's interesting is like, I don't know, timeline wise, I see that April was going to be your month. And then I kind of see a delay. And I think it does have to do with the fact that we're all on this boat together, if you will. And we all are playing catch with the rest of the collective and what we're all going through. And we are sort of a droplet in the water and the ocean. Not that we can't ever change that, but we associate in the world. And so that happens. Okay, I don't see anything extra. So I do feel that what otherwise may have actually popped in the month of April is now going to be July. I do feel that the month of May is going to feel a little tough, my dear. So I'm not like saying, oh, now you're going to go experience that. What I'm saying is if you prepare that you may feel a little down not having the answer to this question, think about what would make you feel good and think about what would help you feel productive in this way. I actually think that if we are looking at good job, I see, like I said, July, and until that time, maybe getting a little down, but hopefully you can turn that around and say, if I'm feeling down, it just means that I have to take responsibility and maybe move it in the direction I want. I also want to say that I wouldn't worry too much. I feel your intuition is disconnected from the answer. So here you are thinking, what's the answer? I'm disconnected from it and it feels like a push. But the reason I want to tell you that I feel disconnected is because I just don't think the information is okay. So what you have to understand is from the big perspective on timelines and how things happen, there is generally sort of like a purpose or a plan, so a destiny. But then there's also on the other end of the spectrum, free will and entire choice, right? Choice and free will. And then in the middle, in the present moment, there meets this it's almost like a law of physics, right? So what I'm saying is in this moment, the law of physics relating to your work is that it just kind of feels a little out of reach to understand what it is. But July is the month. July is the month. Let me see what else I can get. Trust. They know you're going through this blind. Intuition upside down. You're afraid. You're awaiting results. And I get it. I get it. But there's also something here about movement. What does movement mean to me? Sometimes it means dancing, and sometimes it means yoga. Sometimes it means real estate, honestly. But I want you to think about it conceptually. Taking one thing and fostering it into another, changing the shape of it, changing the movement of it, taking and facilitating a process for someone that begins in one place and ends in another. Could you think about that conceptually for me? Because that is the energy that I see you. It's like you're in the business of transforming something. Pay attention to where you're guided, where that is. And if it almost like there is a job that doesn't do that, like say you want to be, let me just say something silly, a bagger at the grocery store. That's not the most obvious connection to transformation to me. Do you understand? So it's really important that you consider what really lives up to that energy purpose that you have to birth and help somebody, almost like doula something from one state to another. Coaches, businesses that work on helping people transform something in their life. These things are really important. I also wonder if there's like self-employment or some like MLM energy or something that has to do with that, like a very small business or something where you wear a big hat. Usually it means entrepreneurialism, but sometimes it can mean small team. There's something about that too. Pay attention to what kind of transformation you are drawn to, because keep in mind, sometimes also the intuition is a little fuzzy because it's waiting on a cue from us. It doesn't have to be an obvious one where we're submitting an answer on purpose, but it's almost like they're waiting to see how our energy feels about something, and then spirit responds with what it is that we desire because of our free will choice. So don't stress, give it just a little bit longer. Understand you may have a little low point coming up as you feel like the urgency is coming and you don't have the answer, but trust you me, you will have it and you will have your opportunity, and it feels and it's flavored in the way I described. Okay. All right, let's see here. Shelley says, apparently my grandma had a child or children that weren't my grandfather's. We found my mom's father, but her sister Carol can't find hers. Can you ask her for a name or why? Her name was Maudie. Thank you. You know, Shelley, I wonder if Linda Grindell would be really good at this, because if they are past, she, sees the spirit right in front of her. It's a little easier for her. Again, I specialize in future predictions, but I will definitely try to tune into this. Okay, let me understand the logistics. Grandma had children that weren't hers. The grandfathers found my mom's father, but her sister Carol cannot find hers. It's a puzzle, isn't it? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some clear audience stuff. I'm going to put the cards away for a second, and I'm just going to listen. You guys give me a second of silence. You don't have to be silent. I'm going to be silent for a second because I want to listen and just see. Like I said, I might not be able to get the answer you need, but I'll get whatever I have for you, okay? They're showing me to keep looking. I'm sure you've considered all the genealogy routes, but they're saying the answer is in the genealogy tools that you have. You might even already have the programs or the logins or the whatever. They're pointing to it. I mean, it looks like someone's on the computer looking at genealogy and sort of putting the pieces of the puzzle together. They're making me feel like somebody just the generation above the person in question. Once you figure out the generation above and you make that connection, then it will put all the pieces underneath it in place. They are showing me the programs, the genealogy. What are those called? I don't do it. Just the big genealogy hubs. They're showing me that, and they're showing me the person above the one in question, and it looks like a male person. Once you really flesh out that, then it'll come into place. And I don't really understand the context of all how that works because the question is making me a little confused because it's very detailed, but they're just showing me a man, the generation above, find it in genealogy, research it. I think there's a little work that'll have to be done, a little digging, and then it will put everything into context. That's what it feels like to me, okay? Thank you so much. Okay. No, Debra, I do not have dragon cards. I do not have dragon cards. I should get some, huh? I should get some dragon cards. Ellen, do my guides have a message for me? I was drawn to the romance deck. Okay. I'm going to pull some from the purpose too. Why not? Hey, why not? Okay. Can you tell me what your relationship status is? Where are we? Ellen, can you tell me what your relationship status is? And then I can put this into more focus rather than being general and energetic about it. But it feels like there is a call for trusting yourself, but also giving yourself time to sort of assess where you're at, like really from a very specific intellectual perspective. Like really consider all the factors of what you want, what you have, and it's almost like a reflection. You're single, okay? Because, okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb again because I don't know your situation, but let's say there was someone who was either looking for love or open to love, but they hadn't really had a very specific list of everything that was desired and that wasn't. And if you don't have your very authentic matching criteria understood, I don't mean like a tall order, like they have to be this or they have to be this. I don't mean that. I just mean like how you want to feel or what you want or what you don't want, or the deal breakers about, like, for example, I've been single for a while. I like it. I went on a date because I totally met somebody that I had chemistry with, and at the end of the night, they wanted to smooch me, and I thought, I just met you, I don't want your DNA. And I thought, well, there's a reason I thought that. I guess I really don't want to date. Even if I have chemistry with somebody, I guess I really don't want to. So my point is that it took that moment to sort of reflect. I didn't even ask myself prior to that moment if I wanted to be kissed or not. I didn't even ask myself that. So when it came, I was like, what do I do? And then I was like, oh, I just identified I do not want to be kissed on the first date. Sorry, prude Virgo. But so what I'm saying is it's really interesting because I see you either open, like your heart is kind of open, but I do feel like there's this call to sort of reflect what you do and do not want, and to sort of answer that before the circumstance comes up. And that's why I told my silly story. The other thing I feel is that it would also be very interesting to sort of reflect and really understand what you do and don't want in your career. For example, if you had something that was going on or a career that you built and you really decided whether you wanted to do it forever or for 5 more years, or like not at all, or you really wanted to do something else. It's kind of like when you get into a car, drive it somewhere specific rather than just driving around aimlessly. And not that you're aimless, I'm just saying that it will give you the edge. It will give you the edge to really, really understand preparation, really understand what you want in every scenario. If this happens, I want this. Because either you don't like surprises, or I kind of just don't want you to have them, because it might not be the truest expression of you taking the action that gets you exactly what would be great for you. So I feel like in your love life and in your career, it's just time to sort of take inventory of like the exact nature of what we want and what we don't want, so that the right opportunities, I have fuzzies on my shirt, the right opportunities are just like the obvious next step when the situation presents itself. I do feel good about both these areas of your life, because I feel you will get the edge as long as you think ahead. It's like you'll be doing it better than everybody else because you're going to do that. And I like that a lot. It's very efficient. You must love efficiency. I like that a lot. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay, is there any messages from Spirit for Heidi? Heidi, can I get real with you for a minute? I was just drawn to the surrender deck. This is a deep, spiritual, let that baggage go kind of reading if we go there. I hope that's okay with you, because I just got drawn. It's going to be a real message for you, Heidi. The first card that pops out of the deck is Surrender to Stubbornness. It's talking about tensing up or taking a rigid stance. Considering the fact that maybe you could be more yielding, and that you could communicate sort of with yourself or others a little more lovingly. Are you being a little stubborn? It's okay if you are, but it is okay that you are. It's everything you feel and you want to do is okay. This is your life, that you have free will. That's the thing. But if we're talking about how to get you what you want or how to be successful, sometimes you catch more flies with honey. And so there's just this idea, very stubborn, Heidi says. Okay, so think about, what do you want right now, Heidi? Like, what do you want? And then take a look at, am I being stubborn in any of these areas? And is it holding me back from getting the thing I want? Because this talks about tensing up, taking a rigid stance, and the answer actually being the opposite of that. The other things I see is, obsessive thinking. And again, I don't mean to call you out, but like Spirit wants to give you this message. So, the thing is when we get stuck in a little bit of stubbornness or being rigid or thinking that your one way of thinking about it has to be the way that it makes sense, we tend to obsess over the fact that stance is the way things are. And then we stop thinking about, like I said, how to get what you want. It's more about being right and holding the integrity of this is the way things are versus getting what you want. It can be very unhealthy in relationships to take this, because what you have to understand is your truth can be juxtaposed with someone else's truth, and they're both true, but they are different. And is that going to work when you try and collaborate with that person in a relationship? And like most of the time, no, it's not going to work, because there needs to be an acknowledgement of your truth, my truth, and I'm just telling you this because you can win even more. You can get more of what you want. You can feel more fulfilled. You can be happier. You can do all of these things. It's so beautiful. And then the other non-related message, I have my elephant pants on today. The other non-related message, I don't think this has anything to do with your stubbornness at all, but the other related message is that I really want to look right into your eyes and give you a message from Spirit that you have a purpose. You have a big life purpose. Anything less than that would be a compromise to your true power. You will get guidance and you will know exactly how to pursue this. and you will know exactly when to make the right moves and timing. And has nothing to do with your stubbornness or rigidness. That was a separate situation. This has to do with you acknowledging how big and how amazing your impact is and can be when you fully align with this purpose. It's about surrendering to this path and literally taking yourself off the decision team and throwing it up to Spirit and saying, you know my purpose, place me where I need to go, tell me what I need to do. When you do that and you become an arm and an extension of God's will or Spirit's will or universe's will or whatever, when you do that, you end up being fully embodied into that higher self. So do me a favor, aside from your personal life, I want you to really, really think about why you came to the planet, girl. What a deep reading. Oh my goodness. You must be a very strong light worker because they just went there. Okay, awesome. Next one. Okay, let me see. Maureen says, any messages from Grandpa Tom to Megan? I feel Megan is a little. Is Megan a little? Or maybe one of your littles. A lot of romance tonight. My goodness. I hope Megan is of romantic age. And if she's not, there's just, well, the Lover's card can mean a lot of things. Let me see what else we got. Maybe it is another thing other than romance. Because the idea of the love card, you guys, is actually one soul putting their hands in another soul, connecting, having a contract, moving forward together in union, happiness, and love. That's really what it's about. And so the next card juxtaposed to that is we will be together again. I do feel that it's very interesting. I feel that Grandpa Tom, and again, I could be totally wrong about this, but this is just what Spirit's making me feel. I'm going to go out on a limb. Grandpa Tom is making me feel like, or Spirit is making me feel like he wants to tell Megan to know about heaven and that we'll be together again, and actually acknowledge where Grandpa Tom is, how it works, how he's looking over her. That's why I wonder if she's a little. If this is, an adult child, then just take that message with like the perspective of an adult. Really, really, really feel that there's it's like they're pointing to the connection. You're still connected. You're together, hand in hand, doing it together. You're never alone, watching over you. It could be literally just telling Megan the words, Grandpa Tom is your guardian angel. It could be something as simple as that. There's also some indication that there may have been, I don't want to say suffering in Megan's life, but something in particular that's being pointed to that has like the shadowy kind of look to it. And it's talking about life having choices. And, we don't always make the right choices or the choices of least resistance. Sometimes we have a narrative in our life that allows us to learn lessons, and, it's not always roses. We have a multifaceted experience here. So he's like pointing to whatever darkness that might be there. And we all kind of have moments of that. He's just pointing to it and he's saying, it's not your fault. It's not your failure. It's not your shortcoming. It's literally the narrative of how we live this life. And so nothing separates you from my love or from Spirit love or from anything. So don't ever feel that anything you go through and feel like you fall short of or anything could ever be a reason that Spirit or me or heaven would disconnect from creating the most highest good and opportunity for you in tandem with you in your life. So it's just the presence and then the acknowledgement of Megan. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, Daniela, a question for my mom. Her name is Abigail. Hi, Abigail. When will she meet a romantic partner? She's been single for 15 years. Okay, let's look into this. I'm going to do this a couple of different ways. I do feel that Abigail wants a partner. Spirit knows when we want a partner and usually is working towards that occurring. I don't mean to call Abigail out, but I'm being drawn to, how do I say this? Abigail, honey, I'm being drawn to like Spirit sometimes does this where they draw a circle around something. Spirit draws a circle around it, and what I'm noticing is this is a circle around your body. I think one of the things that happens for some is they start, like you may feel totally comfortable in your own skin when it comes to just being you in your life, but with the prospect of letting someone else in, a lot of women and people start to think about, is my body good enough? Or is my face pretty enough? Or is my whatever good enough? Or would I be attractive? Or I've changed so much since I was attractive, am I not now? So I'm not trying to be like superficial at all, because it's not actually that is the truth. What it is it's like we focus on it, we self-reflect, we come up with some idea that we have about our worthiness, and then it sort of sometimes can help us sort of kind of play small, and sometimes it doesn't even end up creating an opportunity for anything to ever happen, because it's like the energy is being pushed at arm's length anyways, because they don't want to be seen or touched or felt or acknowledged, or it's almost like, tell yourself right now, everybody do this right now. If you could stand naked, energetically, physically, spiritually, mentally, if you could stand naked in front of someone who you knew was your soulmate, but you had to do it right now. If I guaranteed you, this is your soulmate, but you don't know who they are, you have never met them. If I guaranteed you, hypothetical question, this is your soulmate, would you stand just completely naked in front of them and realize that this is my soul with affinity, and nothing I could do could ever separate me from the perfectness of this relationship? My mom has always been self-conscious about her body. Yeah, I think a lot of people are, so I'm not coming down on her. It's just that the thing is what we have to realize is that when it comes to love, we have to stand naked in front of it. You know what I mean? We have to, in order to be touched, we have to be okay with being touched. Does that make sense? So I really do think that the message for Abigail, and I'm gonna do a quick read on like when it'll happen, but that circle around the body means please start there. Fall in love with your body. And if for some reason, and very modest, you could be modest and fall in love with your body. I'm totally modest and I try to love myself. I always say, love myself something fierce. Anytime someone asks, what's your New Year's resolution? I said, I'm gonna love myself something fierce. Just sets the tone. But yes, you could be modest. Yes, you could be selective. Like I said, I don't even like kissing people on the first date. If I had it my way, it'd be more like date 5 or 6. That's okay. But you do have to know that when you choose to let someone in, if they were to touch your body, would you automatically be like, I don't want that to happen, what are they thinking? And if that's the response, this can take you out of the game before it begins. But let me now do some future predicting. One moment, please. There's a big window here. There's a big window. And that happens sometimes because it means it's a lot on you and free will. It's not necessarily a destined thing, so it is up to you. The window I see is 1 to 4 years. 1 to 4 years. What makes the difference? Your readiness. Your person will come when they'll be able to get through to you. For example, your soulmate is not going to meet you when you're not ready, because Spirit knows you won't respond and it won't work. So what I'm saying is your readiness has to come first. So do the work as much as you can, as fast as you can, if that is your desired outcome. Fall in love with your body, whether that means you be good to it, whether that means you feel like you're loving the skin you're in because you're doing things that feel good and reward your body. I got a phone call from Jay at Sedona Mago Retreat. Hey, Linda, if you're on, will you call Jay and tell him I can't talk to him right now? Thank you so much, if you're on. Okay. The other thing is that I just want her to know that it is a yes, that I do see it. I really, really do. but I'm not seeing it before she is ready and before this all is like addressed. Okay, so I do feel that it does need to be a very intentional road. Okay, from here to there. We lost our music. I was wondering about that. Okay. Honestly, I think the bigger reward could be to just first nail that, to get that. And then having somebody come around and touch that body that you're proud of is almost like gravy. It's like the extra good to what was already good. I like that. I like that a lot. Ooh, music. One sec. Logistics. Okay. All right, let's see what we got next. Hi, Tana. Is there a message for me from my great-grandmother? Maria says, great-grandmother. I would love to know her first name. Is there any way you might be able to put her first name in the chat so I can see it? This is for Maria Garcia, your great-grandmother. I would love to know her name. You guys, I'm going to start specializing in mediumship soon with all your guys' mediumship questions. Also, Maria, great. Because, I'm telling you, as a psychic development teacher, whatever you flex as a muscle, you literally do prime the pump. So I'm going to start. Linda G, if you're on, I'm going to start specializing in mediumship soon. All these people keep asking me these questions. I'm just kidding. It's great. It's wonderful. Like with my psychic development students, your predisposition for one thing, depending on how your brain, neuroscience, and insight works. And then the other muscles you can totally flex and totally do. The more mediumship I do, the very easier it comes. But that's why future predicting is just really easy for me. That's where I was predispositioned. Okay, so Maria. I feel that she's kind and funny. Maybe short. There's this a very positive, love her energy. I feel like maybe she was either a Spitfire or she just had jokes. She had jokes or something. I don't know. I like her. It's really kind. Totally went out back. Okay. Maria. Let's see what she's got. Okay, Maria very specifically she was a hoot. Yeah, I'm not surprised because I could totally tell. This is literally the most direct message I've gotten in a while, that there is one thing and one thing only she wants to tell you, and she's putting all her energy here. I'm right with you, standing next to you, in the room, in the kitchen, in the bedroom, in the places you are, and I am also standing next to everybody else in the family at the same time. She says, yes, it works that way. I am all places at once. I am just a thought away. I'm literally present. I'm sure she was a big family woman, loved her big family, because she's literally catering to the entire family. I also wonder if she's one of the first ones to pass, or like there's not a whole lot of the family that used to gather on the other side, because she kind of feels like she's pointing and circling to a lot of you still being on Earth, and that she's with you guys. And it almost feels like when she's with you, it's not like she has a big entourage around her. Yes, she has her soul family and people that, in spirit. There's always people in spirit. But when she's with you, it almost feels like she was like the matriarch, or she was the, like most of the people are still on Earth. And so to be with everyone, she's with you here. Does that make sense? So she's just saying, the one thing she wants to tell you is that she's literally in the room with you, that she's literally with you. Yes, she sees everything. She sees when your animal makes a mess in the house. She sees when you put your dishes in the sink. She sees when you go get your lashes done. She sees, like, she's like, I see it all. I'm there for everything. I don't miss anything. I don't miss a beat. So yeah. Hey, Marianne, good to see you too. So Maria. It's like Maria. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. Heidi, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Cha, cha, cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha, cha, cha. Happy birthday, dear Heidi. Happy birthday to you. I sing to all my friends on their birthday. Okay, blow out the candle. Yay! Happy birthday, Heidi. Gotta celebrate those quarantine birthdays. Gotta make them feel special. I'm not a good singer. I just really feel like everyone should be sung to on their birthday, no exception, and I won't let it not happen, so I sing. That's why my parents always did that. Okay, so let's see here. Vicky. Okay, Vicky says, do you see anyone from the spirit side around or messages for me tonight? Sure, Vicky. I immediately sent a mail. Oh goodness, it almost feels like knight in shining armor kind of energy. That could be a father, but sometimes is more of a romantic partner. I could go a different direction with this, but will you let me know, Vicky, if you ever lost a lover? Will you let me know if you ever lost a lover? Because if not, I'll take the energy somewhere else. But it feels, I don't know. It's almost like in some way, like that energy in my life, like the knight in shining armor energy right now for me is probably my father, right? Because I'm single. I don't have another like male energy in my life that is my go-to. A lot of times for a lot of people, they do have relationships where they have a go-to male in their life, and that is their person, that is their go-to divine masculine. But it, like I said, it could also not be that you lost a lover. It could be that you did lose like a father or sometimes even a grandfather, but it feels like a male energy, knight in shining armor energy on the other side. I'm going to tune into it. You lost 2 husbands. Yeah, it felt kind of romantic to me. I did only feel one, but let me see if I can tune into both. Did they not like each other? Because I don't see them standing next to each other. I don't know if they played well as a team. I think they're gonna, oh, that's 22 years ago, my kid's dad. My first, okay. Maybe it's not that they don't like each other. I don't know, it's just that they're very separate. One's standing over here, one's standing over here. But they might unify in their message. Let me see what we have here. If I had their first names, first and then second person's name, that would really help me because then I could be direct. It's okay, the second one does not matter. Well, then it must be the first one, and that's why they're not standing next to each other. Got it. I'd love to know his name. Would you by any chance be able to give me his first name? I really want to tune into him because that is who the message is coming from tonight, Vicky. The father of your children of 22 years. My second husband was abusive, George and David. George was the first one, I'm assuming. All right. You know what's really interesting is George is really not concerned, but like not preoccupied either. Concerned, it is, the word concerned makes sense, but I don't want to do it in the negative, like I'm very concerned. It's more like concerned, like I'm paying attention to it. Very concerned with your financial freedom, your retirement, your ability to take care of yourself. I think he would have, even though I don't know what separated you, if it was his passing or whatever, but I think, you know, if he was here, he'd be kind of like taking care of you. That's just who he is. So I do sense that he is helping you on the other side and trying to draw your attention to things that you really kind of need to look at or do in order to feel like you are being taken care of and that all your needs are going to be met. I don't know what your age is, but he is concerned with sort of like the way you get supported once, you know, all the work stuff is done, or if that's already happened or whatever. So he's just letting me know that he's really guiding you and helping you try. It's like, pay attention to this, pay attention to this, pay attention to this. He's really, he really wants you to be taken care of. Absolutely. Yes, he would. He died, we were still married. Yeah. Because there's a lot of care that he has, and I feel like he would have taken care of you. So he feels like, not that it's his responsibility, but that it's his honor. That's actually the word I'm hearing. It's his honor to had been like taking care of you. And so he's just really concerned with wanting to still do that now. And having your needs met. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, you do have children, because I do feel that they are, you know, parts of how he gets the job done. Like he'll give. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a son, like a son who's older, an adult son, because he shows me that like sometimes when things need to happen for you, that there are like things that he has the kids, if you will, do to get it done. You know, like, let's take care of mom. So there is that. Just pay attention to, I really feel him, like his one message that he's coming through with that he wants me to tell you is, please, my son is 33, that makes sense. Please focus on how your needs will be met later. Have a plan, put it in action, take the task and get it done. That's what it feels like. And it feels like he's guiding you with that. And at that, it feels like his overall concern. Now, he knows you know all the things. That's what he's telling me. He knows you know, he knows you know he's with you. You know, he knows he loves you. All the things I've said to everybody else, he knows you know that already. So he's taken the opportunity to say something else. He's saying all those things are true, but please, I'm working with you on how we need to take care of you since I'm not here and I still want to do that. Okay? Thank you so much. Okay. Will my husband, Willie husband, move back to Egypt? It's probably will my, and very like talk to text maybe. Will my husband move back to Egypt? WMB is your screen name, your handle. Do you want to tell me what your husband's first name is in the comments? The husband's first name, and I will. I'll tune into that. I'd really love to have his first name to get a real handle on his path. I do kind of feel like it's a yes, though. I just had a card flip out. Let's see. Oh, 2 cards. Lead and base chakra. Is there like a money question about this? Like, will he have the money to, or will he have the means to, or will he be able to? Like, there's not the resource to do so. Thinking that we want to, that would be the plan if it could happen, something like that, because I do see that, but I do see also that it is a yes. Do I do distance Reiki healings as well? Yes, I do. I'll take a moment while I'm waiting for the husband's name. Yes, I do. You can go to TanaNewberry.com and book a crystal Reiki. What I do basically is I put crystals all around my body as a surrogate for yours. I have you sort of relax, or you can go about your day, but relaxing is nice because sometimes you feel the sensations. And I have you receive a phone call from me at our appointment time. We'll chat for 5 to 15 minutes, depending how detailed your instruction for me is. And then basically I still let the energy go wherever it goes, but I'm paying attention specifically to the things you wanted me to look at so that I can report something back to you in the last 5 or 10 minutes of our session. So it's usually anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes of a healing session. The rest of the time, we're really focusing in on what the detail is so that I can give that to your monkey mind. Okay? And I love doing it. It's very relaxing. So please book one. It would be great. But I'm also doing some live healing sessions, like I'm doing reading sessions, but I had so much fun earlier this week doing the live healing session that I'll do little things there. But of course, when I'm working with you for 2 minutes, it's like anything. 2 minutes is not going to be as effective as a longer session that's very specifically, all the energy is reserved for you, obviously. So Okay. I didn't see the husband's name. I'm going to look at the bottom here. I still don't see the husband's name. Okay, so one sec, guys. Look at all those hearts, Heidi. You're so cute. So many questions tonight. I love it. I'm feeling good. I'll stay on for as long as I can. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have scrolled down, huh? Lost my place. Alicia, where am I? I'm trying to send her the questions over text, but she isn't seeing them. Okay, it's just because when I take my eyes off the screen, I miss it. I lost my place. I wish there was a timestamp on here. Okay, I'll find it, you guys. I'm sorry. Give me just a sec. Grandpa Tom to Megan. I did that already. Question Mother Abigail. Can you read for me? I did that one. Message from my great grandmother. Messages tonight. Well, my husband moved back to Egypt. Found it. Okay, I'm just going to be quick with this because I didn't see the name. The answer is yes. When the finances come in, it kind of feels like the first consideration of really making this a possible plan to proceed with would be in about 4, 5, 6 months top, but maybe even 4 months. 4 months would be another time to take a look at this. Okay, because if the question is financial, there will be more freedom at that time for the outcome you desire. So that's why I'm looking at that as being the timeline. Although it's a yes now, if the resources were there, I do feel yes. Okay, good. Back in business. Okay, what does Spirit have to share with me? Buffy 2222. Love it. What does Spirit have to share? Let's see. I'm gonna go with a different deck. Oh, the Gateway deck. That's what I felt. It just popped right into my awareness. Let's grab it. Fresh deck. Fresh cup, move down. Okay, let's see what we got. Buffy, what does Spirit have to say for me? Oh, first thing I hear, you doing a good job. You're doing a good job. The things you care about, the people you care about. No, you don't hustle every day. No, things aren't perfect. No, sometimes it's a mess, but you still killing it. All things considered, it's just you're ahead, you're killing it. Even when you don't think so, even when you think you're not pleased with your performance or whatever. I'm not seeing the timestamp. That's okay, I got it. Yes, Alicia, do text me if there's something I totally miss, because I see that a little differently, and just keep texting me until I see it. Okay, all right. Buffy, you're doing a good job. Okay, good. Buffy, Spirit, aside from saying you're doing a good job, they're talking about planting some seeds, doing some things now that will help bliss and adventure later. They're saying you're very wise. You got it, great. They're saying you're very wise and you know what time of day it is. You remind me of my best friend. My best friend, Nicole, she is savvy as hell. She always knows what time of day it is. She always knows what's going on. She always knows everything. She's just like really, it's like her superpower to be in tune. She's always keeping it real. You know what I mean? So I feel like you have this superpower and that you're doing a really, really good job. But I'd like to focus now on where you want to plant your seeds and build your future. I do see that it's something related to embarking on an adventure of bliss. So sometimes this means literally moving somewhere else, being somewhere else. Sometimes it is a vacation. Sometimes it is, building a sauna in your room and putting plants like my friend Amber just did recently and living her best life. But it just means what you build. If you build it, they will come, right? What you plant will grow. What you do intentionally will turn into something. So it just makes me feel like with your wisdom and your savviness and your kind of Midas touch, I want you to be really conscious that if you have seeds and you're planting them, you're building. It would almost be like if you had seeds and didn't plant it, you're almost wasting your time because you're not growing anything. But if you specifically take certain actions and just, tuck them away and water them every once in a while, this could sometimes be a savings account financially. Are you putting money in a savings account? Are you investing? It could be that. Or it could just be, are you setting the ducks up so that they multiply in a row and get the outcome? They're just saying you're smart, you're savvy. What do you want to create? You have the magic beanstalk beans, okay? So focusing very specifically on just the first step of the items you want to create. I do wonder if you are going to travel or be definitely doing like a big trip of some kind, because there's just, it doesn't have to be travel. It can also be change, but the most direct response for what I'm seeing usually means the definition is all about travel, and moving and going somewhere. So if it is that, great. If it's just change, that's great too, but may also include a trip that you don't know about yet. Just be really diligent with where you want to be later and know that those seeds have to be planted now, and it's actually easy because all you have to do is water and grow it. You don't have to be the scientist that creates the life of the plant. You just have to water it, right? So plant the seed and continue to just watch the outcome multiply for you. I do wonder if it is also saving. There's this card that I just pulled. I wonder if I can find it. I kind of closed it off back again. Simplifying your life and cleaning. It's just my friend Nicole, my best friend Nicole. She's just, like I said, she's always got her stuff together, her shit together, And she's always, her house is always clean, no matter what, man. She's got, her nails always look good. Her eyebrows are always done. This is you. And if you don't feel like that, that's how the world sees you. You have more together than the average person. And that's why I was feeling like, good job. I commend you for that. Must be your superpower. Okay, Kelly, can you give me insight on my true love coming my way? For sure, Kelly. Tell me about Kelly's love. Tell me about Kelly's love. I'm like overthinking it. And when I do that, it's probably just because I'm looking for a stronger impression, but they're like, we already told you, what do you want us to say? They're saying fall, the season of fall. But then I'm also being drawn into winter. So I wonder if it's a slow start. Like, for example, you like keeping it undefined, or they might be undefined. I don't think this compromises the integrity of the person or the relationship, the fact that it's kind of casual at first. I think it's almost like the way you both prefer it. So it does feel like it's like fall into winter, January, February. So like as far as the narrative of like where we say it actually officially begins, there's like like a spectrum of when that could have been considered. So it feels positive. 2 adults, decent human beings, taking responsibility for their own side of the street, relating, connecting, having chemistry. I do like it. I do like this thing that's coming in. Playfulness, getting rid of old issues, even family issues, but issues from prior loves, insecurities that you have about people that didn't treat you right, all this stuff, it just gets released and kind of healed, because I do feel this person is just like a human being that does the work, a human being that generally cares about the way they treat people. They're probably into personal development. They're probably into bettering themselves. They might even be spiritual or religious. Something about them makes them strive for being a decent person. And for that reason, it's almost going to be like totally different than some of the other people you may have been dating or ever involved with or had a thing for or whatever. Because those people in your life, I wonder if they didn't always, put like decency as a value in their life that they pursued actively. I do kind of want to tell you when I see this. Kelly. I think I already said that. Fall. Yeah, they're just saying they already answered it. I'm trying to like get it again, but no, they're just saying fall into winter. Oh, they're also saying you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Wait for them to just walk up to you. You don't have to do anything. Kelly, July. Did I say July? Yeah. Yeah. But it feels like there's also a stretch after it that we could also consider different stages of when it starts. It's like a flexible answer and a flexible question. So I do believe that there is time, but it does feel just like, yeah, fall. Hey, okay. All right, here we go. Moving on. I know we have a lot of people, you guys. I'm going to try the best I can to be thorough, fast, and keep going. Hi, Tana. Is there love and romance for me in this remaining year? Jackie Eccles. First thing I get is no. I don't. It just feels like on the other side of the year, Jackie, and I'm not trying to tell you no, that it's impossible for you to do that. I'm looking at the most likely outcome based on comfort levels, decisions, actual authentic choices that feel good to you. I do wonder if what you're looking for is just on the other side of the year mark. Let me see what I have. Yeah, it almost feels like, honestly, if I had to guess and put money on it, February. Like I said, just on the other side of the year mark. This is not a tragedy. This is good. This is still pretty timely. You'll be surprised how fast it's here. And it'll give you time to sort of do certain things that I feel Spirit kind of wants you to lock in. I will tell you that the marriage card is also here. So if you're looking for someone that is a real, it's like your person, there is just maximum potential here that this person is like the thing you're looking for that you will keep here on out. I know that sounds almost too good to be true, but it's present, it's here. There's one marriage card in this whole deck, and here it is. And it also refers to February, along with 3 or 4 other cards I just pulled. So the answer is yes. I feel like I'm supposed to tell you one other detail. Hold on one sec. I think they're telling me that the person will care about their work a lot. They'll be very involved with work, very passionate or very good at it, or be a very important role. Work will be like their wife. Look forward to next year. Thank you. You're welcome. It feels like if I told you that it was worth waiting for, would you be okay with that? Because it really is. I just feel like you're going to know this person because they really are passionate about their work. That's what I feel like I needed to tell you. Okay, great. Tana, do you see love in my near future? Michelle. I feel like I want to go to another deck. Let's go to this deck. I forget what it's called, but I've had it for 15 years. I've had this deck. Do you see love in my near future? Near future is vague when you suggest timeline details, so I'm going to, forgive me, I'm not going to answer the exact near future. I'm going to change your question, and I'm going to say, when will I meet my love? When will I meet my love? So I'm going to change your question a little bit. Well, you definitely will. Holy moly here. This is the Aphrodite card. Woo! Life force. This is the same as opportunity. Sometimes I just pull it when I do this. It's the same as, well, I pulled it up earlier. Is it sacral chakra card? The fiery, passionate appetite, desires. Woo! That good loving, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So yes, this is very, very clearly a romantic energy. But the thing is, can I say, you do need to be by yourself for just a hot minute because you are still, there's a couple things going on here. I think you're experiencing grief. I think you could be experiencing anger, but you're also experiencing an awakening. There's a lot of energy going on for you right now. There's a lot of stuff going on for you right now. And can I say, it will put you in the perfect position to know exactly what you want. But you are juggling a lot of things, and that life force, that fire, that passion is going to actually be what draws in your person. And so it doesn't have to be that all the things that you're experiencing that don't feel right have to be fixed, but it makes life out of that passionate energy, and it gets used in many different ways, including love in your life. I do think for just a minute, what would be 13 or 14 weeks? 12, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 4 months. I think in 3 or 4 months or so is right when you're going to start feeling like the activity in your dating life picks up. I kind of feel like there's going to be options and then somebody who you really connect with. And that is, for some reason, you'll be thinking about that person above all others. And that's the one that'll stick, man. That's the one. But I think there's going to be no shortage of people drawn to your fire, if you know what I mean. So I think you will have, when that comes up, sort of like a couple of suitors. Does that make sense? A couple of suitors that would try to throw their hat in the ring, but they'll just be someone you can't get your mind off of, and that's who it's going to be next, okay? Beautiful. Okay. Morgan T, what does Spirit see in my love life? You guys also do me a favor, if you're all asking about love life or something like that, pay attention to the other readings on love life, because Spirit loves doing those 2 firsts, those 3 firsts, those 4 firsts. I may have been saying something that you feel in your gut when I say it to someone else, and it's because Spirit is making use of our time together and giving me multifaceted messages that are meant to almost be well-rounded for a number of you, okay? So that's just the way it works sometimes on these lives and group stuff. So, okay, Morgan. Morgan, I do see a relationship for you. I almost wonder if you're already in one, even though you asked what you see in the love life. It would also, I'll maybe think that you're like single by asking that, but I kind of wonder if you're already coupled, or there's someone that you've had your eye on, or someone from the past that you're thinking about, because I do kind of feel like there's someone standing there. Morgan says, I'm still very connected to my ex. How do we feel about the ex? Do we want to be with him again or no? Do you want to be with them again? Do you want me to look for that? Like, how do we make that outcome happen? Or are we looking for something else? Are we done with that? I will honor you. Because I kind of feel like the one that's supposed to be, I dated a guy for 2 years. We kind of left with unfinished business. This is what I'm going to tell you, Morgan. The person that I see for you is marriage material. They're engagement material. I wonder if the ex is not that. Because I feel somebody there, but the message that comes through first is that the person they're trying to put your attention towards, and it could be away from this person onto another, the person they're trying to put your attention towards is characterized by being marriage material. And that's not always the end result for everybody that they want. I'm just saying that this is what I see for you. It is marriage material. So let's look at the timelines here. Ooh, someone else taking the lead. I kind of feel like the person that you're talking about, the ex, is not like, I kind of feel them being wishy-washy. Is that the case? Are they wishy-washy? I don't think they're the pinnacle of marriage material, or the pinnacle of I'm putting myself out there, or I'm making sacrifices for you, making myself known. I'm totally doing what it takes to win your heart. Like I just get, he's like this kind of like, kind of, we don't know how to read him. He texts back late and with like 1-word responses. I kind of wonder if that's kind of the gig, because let me be clear, the energy I see coming in is the opposite of that. It is, like I said, the way that Spirit defines it and wants me to say it out loud is marriage material, if that speaks to you. I also don't feel like it's the ex. He is hot and cold. Yes. I don't feel like it's the ex. The reason why is because this is the person that's next to you. It's upside down. I don't think it's your ex. What's really interesting is I do feel that 2021 is your year. I don't know why I don't see a month. It's either the month of January, but I kind of feel like that's a little too soon. I feel like it's not that. I don't know why I can't get a month here. I wish I could. It probably has to do with when this thing with the ex is over. And I'm not saying that everything has to be over in order to manifest a new person coming into your life. I will say that it is an obvious way to make room for someone, but it's not an exclusive situation where you, like some people say, oh, you have to love yourself or be free before you manifest someone else. Well, I read people that meet new people while the other people are there all the time. But I will say it does create more ease in the process to have the other one out of the way. I kind of feel like, can I say, forgive me for saying this, but I kind of feel like you want to ride this thing, the ex thing out until it rides to the ground, and then you'll be interested in someone else. Like I kind of feel like if I said, do you want to go on a new date or do you want to see your ex and he'll pay attention to you, you'd almost like go with the ex. But I don't know if that's going to be it. So that's why I think you need to like resolve that. And it's okay to take time to resolve it, or it's okay to write it into the ground. I'm not judging you. Like totally do what you got to do, flesh it out, do the research, be sure of what you want. But I kind of wonder if the next thing is waiting for you to want it. I'm not going to say it's going to show up when the other one's gone, because that's what I said earlier. It's logistically, it doesn't feel like that, but it does feel like for you to choose it, you're going to have to choose it over the other thing, which I think you need to get some stuff out of your system first. So that's why I kind of feel like that timeline for you. That's okay, girl. You do you. It's okay. Get to the bottom of what you need to know. Rule it out. All's fair in love and war. Rule out your ex. And once you've done that and you know he's not marriage material and he's exemplified that over and over and over and over enough times for you, then maybe you'll see what we're seeing here, which is that there could be someone else. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, Doreen. Hi, Tana and Linda. Love you both. Hi, guys. Thanks. Any messages from my guide and twin flame? Doreen says, I'm a Scorpio. Also, my friend Karen lost her dog Oliver yesterday. Will she get him back? Yeah, I kind of feel like she will. The dog's alive. I do feel like that. Is there signs and stuff? Because I wonder if someone's going to bring him back. I do feel like the dog is alive. Let me say that. Okay. Okay, and again, messages from my guide and twin flame. I'm a Scorpio. Well, I love Scorpios. I do. Scorpios are my dogs. One of my other best friends is a Scorpio, and I'm pretty sure that if anybody ever hurt me, she'd slash their tires. She loved me so much, she might ride or die. Who doesn't love Scorpio? Okay. I'm going to pull some Whispers of Love cards. I actually did a reading for the author of this deck. She was very sweet. It was kind of a surprise test reading for something. And I recognized her voice because I had met her before. She's like, how did you know it was me? And I'm like, I know your voice. I remember you. We have Christine. Okay. I missed that text, Alicia. I see that we have Christine. But if you could text the one right before that again. Sorry for the trouble. Okay. Doreen. Messages from your twin flame. I'm looking at my screen. Messages from your twin flame. I love me some twin flame stuff. I do. I love the twin flame. I'm watching my screen, Alicia. I got the Christine, but I don't know the purpose of Christine. Christine, the message about Christine, let me know. Okay. I'm going to guess, Doreen, that you are trying to manifest your twin flame, that you feel the energy of it. You are very connected to the narrative, the understanding, the feeling of that very incredible love. Christine, could you look and see what's coming next for me? Okay, Christine, I'll find it. Oh, I see. It wasn't in caps, just above. I see it. I'll do it next. Thank you guys. Thanks for your patience, Christine. Okay, here's the thing, Doreen. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look at you with love in my eyes. Okay, Doreen, I am your twin flame. Channeling. Okay, have faith. Don't change a thing that you know or feel about me. Everything you're feeling and you're doing, although sometimes it feels crazy, like you're making it up, you're not. You have to know that this love exists, that this love endures, that it surpasses and supersedes time and space. And take it slow. Take it slow manifesting me. I know it feels like you want it now or that you miss it now, but it's real for eternity. So just, it endures, it's there. So I do feel this energy of your twin flame being not in union with you, and that you're really, really connected to this idea and really wishing and trying to manifest this love in your life. But I do feel this idea of it's not actually right this second, to have some patience, slow down, be yourself, have this journey the way you're having it now without overthinking whether it's a bad idea to feel so connected. I don't know if I'm on the right page, but this is literally the way I feel. So your twin flame journey is beautiful. I do believe it will result in a meet and a union. But that's why it's like I have patience, because it's a yes, but have patience because it's not today or tomorrow. I do kind of feel like the person that really embodies the twin flame, I do feel that you're on their clock, meaning you're kind of ready and waiting. And it kind of feels like the next person or the person that's your twin flame, they're kind of working out what's next for them. And then it's kind of like when they are ready to come to you, they will. So it's you're perfect. You've done everything you need to do. But it's almost like the readiness of the secondary part of it coming in. That is what it feels like. Oh, he's passed. Yeah, that makes sense, because it just, like I said, it's like, because it's like him. It's because of him you're not together. Does that make sense? That makes sense. If he's on the other side, the twin flame thing. So, it does feel like there's union, but there's this like patience. So it obviously that makes sense, because I didn't even get like a time frame. So that makes sense because it's kind of a lifetime thing. And again, love endures without space and time, and that's why it is very real. Okay, let's see here. Going back up to Christine, could you look and see what's coming next for me? I feel that my life should be headed in a new direction in the next couple of years. What deck do I want to do? I'm going to do this one and this one. So what's next? I feel a new direction. If you feel it, you're right. I also feel that the new direction is about a 2-year transition. Like between now and where I see the complete transformation occurring and being complete, like that whole energy that I feel is the narrative of the transition. It feels like generally a 2-year time frame if I were to notch it on a ruler. So it does feel like there is something either being built or shifted or changed or growing. I do feel it has to do with purpose, business. I think you are going to rethink how you show up in the world. And also, much of this will be new by next year. Like I said, it's a 2-year thing, but it doesn't mean that it only starts to change at that point. It starts to change. I would say in the next 2 months, you're going to start to get a handle on maybe what this really is going to be. And then it's almost like this, they're just showing me this 2-month mark. Like if we were to really like shorten the story and just check in every 2 months, it's like something new is learned, applied, realized, gathered, implemented. But even if I look at a calendar year from now, between now and a year, there's still going to be so much change, but still it's going to build. I really wonder if it has to do with what you're doing as a career, business, or purpose. I do wonder if there's something like that, because the reason I wonder that is because I'm looking around at all the psychic details, and one of the things I see is like a lease at a building or a place, and that's the kind of thing I would see if you had a business. You know what I mean? Like if you were trying to figure out where your business was going to be. So I do feel this concern with like a place, and it doesn't feel like a home. I mean, I guess it could be, but it really feels like a place of business. So there's something about where you're going to be and making a decision about that. But that is what I see at the 1 year mark. And then I see something more built. I wouldn't be surprised if you wanted to have like a center of some kind, or a gathering place, or like a service oriented, or something kind of purposeful expression of your career life. I wouldn't be surprised at that. It really does feel like that. I think it's a freestyle. A lot of times we create what we want to create. You already have a business. Good. Where do you want to take it then? Is there something else that you want to do with it? Because the shift does feel like business, and it also feels like there's just some attention I'm seeing about where it happens, a building or a lease or an agreement or something like that. So I think that's the next thing to focus on but it may be a little while before it all comes to a head, but understanding now what you need to carry out the things you want to do, setting your sights on it, and then letting the pieces fall into place. I do think it's amazing. I think it's going to bring you more connection, authenticity, vulnerability. I think it's just going to be like all things raw and you, which are amazing. It's going to be really sassy and snappy, but it's also going to be really helping a lot of people. I do wonder if it's solely focused on women or around women. I think I want to change careers. Yeah, it does. Like I said, it feels like it could be a change. But all those things I said about it are still true of the new thing. You know, this might be something that when I have more energy to put into this, because I have to really partition my energy when I do this, could be something that I might be able to help you with further. I'm usually very intuitive about business changes and things. So, I usually never do this, but this might be a good opportunity for us to work together if you want, okay? Because this is usually the thing I get sometimes some pretty clear insight on. Okay, that's up to you though. Okay, all right, so Maureen, I think you've had a couple questions, honey. I see your dad, Tom. I'm gonna look over any love. Erica, mirror, any love coming towards me soon? Soon is the question you asked. Soon is the answer I will give you. Is it coming soon? Love soon. Love soon. 6 months from now. What is it, April? 6 months from now. Yeah. If I had to put money on it, you put yourself out there in September, and I feel like you're still in the deal with the next person by October. I do feel that before that, things might be a little dry, or you might not see anything you like. But I feel like I did with somebody else, there's going to be a little bit of activity and sort of a couple of people maybe in your phone at that time, but one will prove themselves worthy and your attention will go there. It feels like you maybe are in that situation in September, and then into October, you make a decision about what you want to entertain. And I do feel the person is worth waiting for. I feel the person is the well-deserved reward, what you're looking for. There are a lot of good cards here. I do see that this person may be a father, that they have children. It does not feel like they have baggage. They actually feel really good. They also may be not sure about their career, like they may have future aspirations for something bigger than they're currently doing now, and they might share that dream with you, which is really interesting because I think you'll connect on that and be really inspiring, and that will just put goo-goo eyes. Hard eyes are going to go up when you hear what he wants to do and you give him like encouraging feedback. He's just going to fawn all over it. So yes, I'm going to start moving faster here through these questions, but yes, and I literally feel that that's the time frame. Okay. And don't worry if until then you feel like it's a little dry, because I kind of wondered, like I kind of saw that, like you didn't really see anything you liked. So even when that's the case, I still see it when I see it. Okay. Let's see here. Terry says, any random messages for my guides and angels? Terry says, any random message from my guides and angels. Random. Let's go with the random deck. I like this deck for random. Okay. Only, this is the, after Maureen is Terry. Got it. After Maureen. Did I miss Maureen? Okay. So here we go. Terry. Spirit promises that only the crap is going to fall away. Don't be afraid to lose things in your life. Don't be afraid for things to ruin. Don't be afraid for things to fall apart. Don't be afraid for things to fail miserably. Don't be afraid for things to work out horribly, because only the things that die are supposed to fall apart. And when they're supposed to fall apart, they're supposed to be gone. They're supposed to not work. They're redirecting you in another direction. They're showing you the truth. They're showing you, whether this is people, friendships, things that don't work, things that you fail at, like you try and you're not really good at it and you're like, man, should I keep doing that? And it's like, maybe it's a message like, quit trying to force the doors that are open or closed and just instead focus on the ones that are open. Now, I actually believe in doing the work and closing the gap as well. Then Jennifer Wilson, got it. I actually believe in closing the gap. But the thing is I just feel like Spirit, like in particular with your circumstance right now, wants you to know that everything broken is getting broken on purpose. Please redirect your focus. And I think what's really interesting is Spirit is for the first time talking about this quarantine to me, in your case, and saying that your boredom or your, just all the space that this like scenario is creating, it's creating new ideas, new birthing, new situations, new perspectives, new partitions, like your energy is yours again. And so I wouldn't be surprised if you had some alone time in all of this rather than, I don't know, it just feels like quarantine may look good on you because your energy is like getting stronger because it's getting more connected to its own frequency. And it just feels like the boredom looks good because now you can create. They are talking about new life, creating something new, making a new decision, building something. It does feel creative, maybe even artistic, but they're just saying, let everything that is broken fall to the ground. Let us sweep it away. It's showing you the truth of things, and use this energy to start something new. I do feel artistic about what it is that's starting new. It could be a number of things. If I were to give it a symbol, like a metaphor, it would be flowers and paint and things like that. Sometimes that means, sort of like, I'll let you make of that what you will, but it does feel artistic, like beautiful, the thing you want to move into and create. Okay, and we wanted to go to Jennifer Wilson. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, Jackson asks, should I ask for a raise? Yes, is there a female he'd be asking? Like for some reason, the information I get is female, like ask the female, or if the person is female that he'd ask, then the answer is yes. I don't know why that's an important element, but that's coming up. Let me see. I hear yes. But here's the thing. He may have to follow it. Okay. Let's talk money. So if I don't know where to start here. Okay, let's get my thoughts out, Tana. If this is a scenario where if someone were to ask for a raise and then someone would turn back and say, well, usually we don't do this until this time, you'd have to say a rebuttal. Yes, but I feel that I've deserved it. And then it might be something like, well, why do you feel you deserve it? And then there has to be this like on the ready canned response so that it comes out right, and then it comes like it's a highest expression of the truth of what he would want to communicate. So there seems to need to be a little role play or coaching, because there's going to be at least 2 rebuttals when he starts the conversation. I feel the person will rebuttal once, and then rebuttal twice, and he'll need a canned response for both of those cases. And when he does that, I think he will be effective. I also feel that they might not do it right away, that he will have to have a review or follow up, like they'll schedule a review and then he'll have to make sure it executes. But the answer is, should he ask? Yes. Would he get it? Yes. But he has to can and perfect these responses, or else if he doesn't give them, it's not going to happen, because only the strong survive and the closed mouths don't get fed. So yes, the answer is yes. 2 rebuttals and a follow-up. If they suggest a review needs to happen, agree to the review, and then allow him to hold them accountable for performing that review. Okay. All right, great. That's good. Okay. Thank you guys for all the compliments. You're super sweet. Okay, Christine. Did I do you already, Christine? I feel like I'm coming to a crossroads in my life. Crossroads. Christine. I can't remember if I mean, the crossroads that I feel for you, Christine, is just like, I don't know, I feel this like question, like, are you going to choose to be happy or not? Like, it kind of boils down to that being the truest way that I can explain the energy I feel. Like, are you going to choose to do the things that make you happy above all else? Like, are you really going to prioritize the way you feel good when things happen or things are for you, or when you're doing these things? Like, are you going to prioritize happiness? There's so many things that we can prioritize. We can prioritize other people. We can prioritize safety. We can prioritize effortlessness, but these are not always the roads to happiness. So what I'm asking is, I think what really I'm being drawn to when it says crossroads is a decision of whether you're just going to go all in for happiness or place the attention somewhere else. Martha is next. Thank you. So it's okay, whatever you come out ahead on, like, it's fine. But I feel your heart. I did do Christine already. Okay. So just another message for you is to just ask yourself if you want to be happy and know the price. Okay? Perfect. Let's see here. Who was next? Who was next? I'm sorry. I forgot it again already. Sharon? Was it Sharon is next? Sharon asks, is the ecosystem healing? What an interesting question. What an interesting question. I've never read that before. Let me use the healing deck. Healing deck, healing deck, healing deck. Martha. Okay. Where's Martha? Okay, right under Sharon. Okay. Martha's next. Look at this. Healing. Celebration, things coming together, and support, everybody doing their part. Look at the earth. Yes, I'm so happy to hear and feel that from Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Yes, the ecosystem is healing. But harmony, a new essence coming in, a new appreciation, giving Mother Earth what she deserves. Yes, her animals too. I do feel that. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for such an inspired question. Okay, so Martha, my brothers have a message. I'm sure that you mean I'm going to give it to you. That's a cute way of asking your question. My brothers have a message. All right, let's figure out what it is. My brothers have a message. I wish I had their names, but I can still work with this. Let me know, Martha, if they are on the other side, or if I read that wrong, and if you're saying your live brothers are in the room and have a question. I missed that. Giuliana's next. Thank you. Okay. Oh, the message for you, Martha, is please, 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 please know how psychic you are and how much you already have the gut feeling, even if it feels unsettling because it may mean something you don't like to know is true. Please, 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 please do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to get the gut feelings about when to stay, when to go, what to give, what not to give. It's almost like you are right on the money. Even if you don't want to acknowledge it, your truth is in your gut. What are you feeling? Use it as and acknowledge it as the information that is true, real, and trustworthy. They're just saying, please, 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 please pay attention to what you know and feel is true, even when it's hard to look at. And again, it was like know when to stay or to go, know what to give and what not to give, know what's going to work and what's not going to work. In essence, even if it is like you got to let go of something you want to work, but it's not going to, and you feel the gut, that's why it doesn't feel good. It's still a beautiful blessing that you're getting the information in your gut that it's not working because it is leading you to where Spirit would have you. So if that's not the case, if you're feeling good, then trust your good feeling too. They're just saying, I'm hearing them say something like, you were definitely the psychic one of all of us. And so they know now on the other side, I guess, if they're past, they're just saying like, damn girl, you in tune. Please, 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 please honor, respect, and know that it's real and trustworthy. They're just acknowledging that first and foremost for you. Absolutely. And they're saying, I always forget, all the regular things. I love you. I miss you. We're with you. We're proud of you. And be happy. All those things. Okay. Julianne, my sisters and niece are both diagnosed with cancer. Do they have soul contracts to return to heaven together? Do you want to give me their names, Julianne? Let me look at it. And again, I'm not a doctor, but I will give you whatever Spirit gives me. Okay? Sister and niece, Julianne, do you have their names? Sister and niece. Yes, their names were Jose and Hector. Yes, okay, got that. Julianne, sister and niece names. Shauna and Hannah. Okay. Mother and daughter. Because I just heard mother and daughter. You said sister and niece, but that makes sense. Mother and daughter, right? Or is it some other combination? Mother, daughter? Mother, daughter. Mother, daughter? It really feels like mother, daughter. This is not the forum to go over finality kind of questions. So reach out to me and maybe we can at least, if you don't need to book a session, maybe we could at least have a short conversation personally between us real quickly so that I can go into more detail. It does feel like the daughter's strength is capable of handling a little bit more and will generally have an easier time of it all. I do not feel the urgency of something happening right away. There's time for us to talk. Do me a favor. I don't mean to skip over this question, but I have some time tomorrow. Will you email me at tananewberry.com and let's say a 5 or 10 minute conversation where I can directly answer the questions that I think you're asking me right now. And I think that's more appropriate because I am getting some information, but I think it might be best to have it be personal and not just on YouTube, okay? Is that okay with you? I would really love to just speak to you directly. But look, the thing is I do feel that there is a time that no matter what the outcome is, there's just like, it's not like urgent the way we think it could be, okay? And then there's also just saying that the daughter is actually saying strong. Yes, Julianne, email me, okay? Email me. We'll schedule a time. I'll give you a call. We'll have a quick chat. there's every reason to believe that there are a lot of wins in this, okay? And that there is time in this. So yes, let's connect, and that will solve this for us, okay? All right, thank you. Elizabeth Vasquez says, will my husband be able to come home? Yes. I do get drawn to like a 2 or 3 month time period. I have no idea what the context of this question is, but I'm wondering, it just feels 2, 3, 2, 3. It could be 2 or 3 weeks. Let me see. Actually, it might be 2 weeks. The 2 and the 4 keep coming up. So it's like 2 and 4, a double, 2 and 4, 2 and 4. Well, 2 weeks or 4 weeks is 2 months. So I'm going to say yes. Princess, then Jennifer Todd. Okay, I'm going to say yes. And that's, the time frame is soon. I think it's it's any time now. It's any time. And then I don't think it's going to be before 2 weeks or so, but I think it's going to be any time between like now and 3 months is a stretch. It just depends how things go. There's a lot of things that could be chosen in different ways. Different things being a priority, creating a different outcome. But the answer is yes, and I do feel this window no longer definitely than 3 months, no longer, and as early as a few weeks. So it's like a yes. It's just you need to work out the details. But it is a yes. It is a yes. Come from overseas duty. He's been away from home over 2.5 years. Elizabeth, I feel it soon. Soon. Like I said, maybe it's out of his control or your control. And so maybe it's waiting on some other factors, whether it's soon or, but can I say it really felt like there was this time frame and there was a window that started just after, and then I put my hands out, and this is like 3 months, and it felt something like that. I don't know. I wonder if there's a reason that would be, even if that wasn't the plan, that it would occur anyways. Keep me in the loop about that. I do want to know. Okay, Princess, did I skip over? Oh, yes, okay. Hi, Tana. Have I already met the man I'm going to marry? Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. I think if I'm singing this, then that means yes from spirit. I think it's a yes. Let me pull some romance cards. I feel really good about this person. I feel I just feel that it is, I just feel like it's a yes. I just feel like it's a yes. I feel good about this person. Let me see what I have. Soulmate. And stay optimistic about your love life. I think you want to get married, but you're just waiting for it to happen. Listen, love is a good surprise. Be surprised. If someone donated, do they skip the list? That's fine. If they're concerned with that, I'll totally go to them next. I think everybody will be accommodating whether they made a donation or not. If they're concerned with that, you can totally let me know and I'll jump to them. No problem. I'm happy to accommodate anyway. Here's the thing. Where are we? Princess. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Oh, timeline. I'm sure you want to know time. No, I don't want to tell you a timeline. It's supposed to be a surprise. I'll give you a big window. Okay, let me see. Pretend like you're going to wait 1 more year and just play Russian roulette with it. That's what it feels. I'm not supposed to tell you. It ruins it. Listen, let me just be general. This time next year, I think you'll have all your questions answered and know what's going on. Okay? I'm going to say that. Although I actually don't think it's a year from now. But anyways, sorry. I can't tell you that. I will if you totally need to. But okay, Jennifer Todd, then Sherry. I'm going to try and remember that. Okay. Anyways, yes, I think so. And when you get the question, I want a picture of the ring. That's where I'm at with that. Okay. Jennifer Todd, and then, okay, Jennifer Todd. Is it okay for my, oh, thank you for asking this question, Jennifer, because this is what we didn't get to before. Is it okay for my daughter to learn tarot? She will be 9 years old and awake. She is fascinated. Hard to keep her away from them. Okay, this is a logistic question, and I'm happy to answer it. So, would you give a 9-year-old a cell phone? That is a personal question that every parent has to ask of their own, keeping in close consideration of their child, keeping in close consideration of how much support and guidance there is using that tool, keeping in consideration what they'll have access to, meaning like you could lock privacy on certain things, right? Okay, I want you to use that as a metaphor for tarot cards. It's almost like talking to a child about death, okay? Because if you talk to a child about death, you have to take in consideration what is the emotional well-being of that child, how intellectual are they, how much support do they have, because when they have a tarot deck, it's like having a phone. They can connect spiritually. I actually think it's a beautiful thing to introduce any spiritual tool that allows you to connect with spirit. I think it's a beautiful thing. I wish I would have had it. Maybe I would have, had, a love for it even earlier. But when, like anything, when it's not utilized the way it's supposed to, for example, your child, like let's say the child decides that they love tarot cards so much they're going to try a Ouija board, and then you don't desire that they do that, and they have an experience that creates something. I mean, it's all a movie and a narrative, and I guess we can disassociate from everything, but you as a parent just need to maybe say, Maybe the right thing to do for her in this case is to you hold her tarot cards and then you give them to her for a little while, let her play with them, work on it with her, answer her questions, and then grab them back at the end of the night. You could do that. If she wants to read for friends, maybe she can have her tarot deck one day a week where she gets to play around and then pull it the rest of the time. I mean, there's so many ways you can do this. Just as long as she has support and she has a good head on her shoulders, which I don't feel this is a no. I do feel it's a beautiful thing for her, especially if she's fascinated. Just guide her, support her, make sure that she is having everything she needs to have a beautiful spiritual experience. Okay. Shelley, does Thea have a message for me? Thea. I feel Thea is a very gentle soul. Could have still been, friendly, loud, but I actually feel that Thea is actually very gentle-hearted, which may or may not have been in their personality, but definitely in their heart and their soul. I do feel this person is a generation or two above you. I think that's quite possible. I hate to be redundant, but I'm telling you, spirit is not always unique. The messages we get from the other side, if it is indeed an other side message, there's a lot of spirits that kind of end up saying the same thing. I think that is really what they're trying to communicate with us. The first thing they want you to know, well, I don't know if it's first, but there's two things. One is the logistics of heaven, how they passed or how they're still with you or how there is no death, what's it like? And the other one is that I'm literally with you. There is something that we can't comprehend that they're trying to get through to us, that they literally, it's like they could be standing right next to us and we just don't see them. They literally imagine a reality in the movie Ghost, right? He was there. He was present for everything, but unacknowledged, right? Other than by Whoopi. This is two things I hear over and over from spirit is, it's beautiful, there is no death, I'm not gone. And the other one is, I'm here, I'm with you, I'm here, I'm with you. So, I do believe Thea has passed. I do believe that's why I'm saying that. I do wonder if she's a grandmother. It feels like if I'm going further than one step, it does feel like a grandmother, but it could have also been a mother with a big age gap. Could have been that too. But there's just these two things that just go over and over. And I think she just wants to say the same thing to you. And I also feel that she's saying the same thing that we've heard before, because she also wants to like put attention on the fact that everything I've said before was also for you. Was also for you. Sherry, me next. Sherry. Did I miss Sherry? I'm doing Shelley. Oh, I see Sherry. Yep. Okay, awesome. Grandmother. Oh, no, I see it. Okay, Sherry. Any messages from Spirit? I need to know what to do with my life without Dennis. Okay. Here, we're going here. You know, your Dennis is with you. Loving you. I bet you're the person I told the other night. I don't remember. But I bet you're the person that I told the other night that he said he had a wonderful life with you. He was so happy. Was that you? Because it feels like the same guy. After that, it's Rosemary. Okay. Was that you? Was that you, Sherry? I really want to know if that's you, because it feels like the same guy. It feels like he's just looking at you and adoring you and loving you and just loving you. Loving you. All right. Okay. Trying to see if that was you. Yep, I'm not surprised. I know that sweet man. Okay. How do I make sense of this? Hold on. I'm trying to. Okay. A lot of different aspects to what I'm pulling. I could show you the cards, but it won't mean anything to you either. Let me decipher it. So there's something about basically you having, he's almost like your vitality is actually more now than when I was there, because when I was there, we were a sum of our two parts. But there's this beautiful time where you are you in all of your beauty and glory, and this is the time for that. He does make me feel like there's just this whole process that you're going to work over time. It's going to include at the start discontent or heart, maybe your heart's broken, like your little emoji. It may include judgment of what has happened and what it all means and what you have to deal with now, or not in like a negative way, but just in a way where you're assessing and going, just like reflecting and assessing on what's different now. And he shows me like decisions, compromises, disciplines, imaginations, and epiphanies. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want me to say. It's like now you're going through the valley and there's hills and hills and hills, and there's all this content that basically revolves around whatever you want. What's going to happen? Whatever you want. You're going to make decisions every day. Sometimes it's going to feel like compromises because you would have rather had your dentist with you, but then it'll be that day. There's going to be other days that you commit to things, and it will take up some of your time and space and your heart energy. There will come a time when you have little ideas and things that do occur that you find a lot of joy in, that you can create. I just feel like the first thing I hear is, this is about you now. This is about you. I'm right here but now it's about you. And it's like, it's almost like if you were on a dance team and then all of a sudden they go like this and then you do your solo. So I don't mean to downplay it or dismiss any hurt. It's just that's the way he's showing it to me. He's full of joy and pride and love, and he's like, this is your hour. This is the hour that you get center stage and you get the limelight. And I'm not taking any of the spotlight anymore. It's all about you. And he wants you to have joy and says joy is going to be there. It's just, there's going to be joy. But I do feel like some days will feel like a compromise because of course you'd rather have him here. You'd rather have him here. I just feel like there's a lot in store, and if I were to focus on one thing, it would almost feel like that one thing would negate everything else, like that was the one important thing. And it just feels like a number of decisions, a number of commitments, different things that you have to do, sometimes feeling like it's compromises, getting through the day, doing new thing, the next right thing, the next thing. I do feel you have kids, maybe kids taking care of you. I do feel there's love in your life by people at a younger generation. But he just says it's your time to shine, and almost like you can do what you want to do. It does kind of feel like freestyle, okay? I do think you have your needs met. I don't know if it's financially or whatever, but I think you have your needs met. So I don't feel there's any urgency for anything that's in a bad spot. What cards am I using? I have a ton of cards here. This is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. This is the one I use in all my readings. This is the one I use when I get timeline information. That's what I prefer. This is from Angela Hartfield, the Whispers of Love deck. I've only used this a couple times. The Talking to Heaven is an excellent deck for mediumship. I will say that as someone who speaks to spirit, the cards in this deck are literally the messages I do hear over and over and over. Very effective deck. Even though you think it's obvious, it's literally what they say every time. This is, I think, the spirit guide deck or something. It's an old deck from Sonia Cochette. And this is kind of cool. It's got some sort of random things. Whenever I need something insight that I'm not sure where I'm going to get it, I go to this deck. There's the Life Purpose deck. We all know Doreen is not necessarily writing new decks anymore, but her decks are actually amazing. There's that one that's Life Purpose. This is the Romance deck, one of the only decks that really kind of says the things that says and addresses romance. I need some more romance decks. That's mainstream. This is the Surrender deck. Surrender deck is beautiful. Everything in here is all about what you have to let go of to let the new thing in. Doreen Virtue's Healing deck, Healing with the Angels, has one word on it, very sharp, very simple. The Gateway deck, this is Denise Lynn. This is a new deck of mine. I don't know, I'm still working with it. It's general messages, but I can read into them further. And I think that's what I've used today. Okay. Oh my God, I have all those decks. I have a ton in here and I have a ton in my bedroom. I mean, I have like 7 of these because I keep wearing them out. I have like 7 of those because I just use them all the time. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, Jennifer Todd says, any messages from my guides with Easter emojis? Where do I want to go somewhere for you? You know what I'm going to do for you, Jennifer? Boom. I'm going to go to a deck I have not used yet tonight because I also dropped a card out of my Psychic Tarot of the Heart, Clarity of Belief. Give you some clarity on something. This is the Colette Baron Reed Spirit Animal deck. I do actually love this deck, but I haven't worked with it a whole lot yet. So I've been putting it on the back burner and just using it in my own time. But I do feel, look how pretty these cards are. My goodness. So yes, you get to pop the cherry on the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Jennifer was at my retreat that I did recently, the Psychic Awakening retreat, And I think you remember these from the Psychic Awakening retreat. Let's pull a couple of these. Okay. Open to infinite possibilities. Take the lead. Believe in yourself. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my gosh. Jennifer. Card number 57. Card number 58. And card number 59. Whoa. I cannot believe that just happened. Look at this entire deck. This is all the possibilities of cards. Holy moly, I don't think that's ever happened before. First time out. And these have been shuffled and used. It's not like they were in order of when I opened the package. No. Holy moly. Okay, let's do them in order, baby. Here we go. The squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. Creating an idea of who you are, what you're capable of, knowing it through and through, being able to communicate it. It's so solid, it's so ingrained, it's so in depth that you know exactly how to present yourself, how to speak about yourself, and how to offer yourself. The next card, take the lead. Who did I get an email from asking if I needed a help and an assistant? I got one from Jennifer. It's on the back burner because I haven't got a project for you yet, but who am I going to hire soon? Jennifer. Why? Because you took the lead and you actually took my advice from another reading. You drafted a letter and I hope you sent it out to more than just me. Then open up to the possibilities. Holy moly, this is all talking about transformation. Jennifer, you are changing your story, babe. I see it every day. Oh my gosh, the first time I read for you recently, you were feeling so lost, like you didn't know what to do. You're feeling kind of like you were grasping for straws. You didn't know what you were doing. And then all of a sudden, we started to get some information and the light came into your eyes. Now it's time to integrate and just go all in and be like, okay, that's what I'm going to have faith in. That's what I'm going to know about myself. That's what I'm going to do. And just jump in and just totally own it and be that person. Because I tell you what, Spirit is telling you're that person because you are that person. You do have those things. Oh my gosh, those 3 cards again. Let's enjoy them. Squirrel. And the stag spirit. And this is actually the one that's on the book. And then starfish. Whoa. And if it means that, it just means there's a synchronicity in the order that all that was presented, and that it's just a way for us to pay attention to the message even further and know the importance of it. Woo! My goodness, that is crazy good. I see you, Spirit. I see you doing your thing, letting us know. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Do I have the antibodies? Whatever no ID is probably the person that asked about the COVID and I didn't see a problem. Do I have the antibodies? I'm hearing you're asking these questions that are like yes or no, so I don't mean to be short, but they have a yes or no answer. I do feel the antibodies is yes. I feel affirmative about that. Maybe that's why the yes from the other one earlier, because I feel yes. So it feels like that again. And I'm going to move on from that because that was just a direct question. But yes, I do. I feel that very strongly. It's really easy to get a yes or no from Spirit because what's harder is actually getting the finite detail. But I always teach people this on my psychic development class. If you had a meter, right? And I said, is it hot or is it cold? Which one would you answer if you had to answer one? Making an absolute left or right decision can be a simplified way to actually say rounding up and rounding down. It's easy to come to an answer. So when someone asks a yes or no question, the meter goes yes or no, and it's more in the finite details where we get the other detail. But the yes or no is actually a process I teach in my psychic development. I think it's my course called Master 7 Kinds of Psychic Readings. We do quick yes or no answers. It's a great way to do readings. So yes, I'm getting yes with that. Okay, I see. I'm afraid of this virus. I've gone to work on stress leave, off of work, stress leave, S. Rose says. I have serious asthma. Will I end up losing my pension? Will I also be able to pay my rent? off. Delay in rent, but it's okay. Lose your pension. I don't think so. Let me look. I don't think so. Nope, I keep hearing, nope, I keep hearing no. I don't think you're going to lose your pension. Nope. Let me look, let me just be sure. I don't think you're going to feel like you know the answer is no for sure for a little while. I feel like time is going to pass before you have the proof that the answer is no, and I appreciate that everything's successful coming together. It could be another 2.5, I don't know. Why does it feel like a couple months before you know for sure that you don't lose your pension? It could be that everything is just up in the air and the company's like not making announcements about what exactly happens. But when it's all over, I think all the cities and jobs and everything, they're going to have a lot of things that have accumulated over this time to be relief efforts and rules and things like that. Will you pay your rent off? Yes, there's a delay. Will you lose your pension? No. When will you know for sure? 2.5 months tops. I'm afraid the virus that I got off of work, a stress leave. I have serious asthma. I'm going to look at the asthma or any problems there real quick. Okay. Please just pay attention to when you feel like you need to avoid situations, places, and things, and when you don't. The thing is I don't feel anything urgent and bad at the moment or anything like that, but I do feel that there is a sensitivity that you have, and it requires, just consideration of what circumstances you should or shouldn't be in. So just make sure to keep making smart decisions. I do feel that everything's okay, but that you have to take a little more precaution than the average person just to secure a 100% ease and comfort about the whole thing in your own heart and mind. So please do those things so that you can have that peace. Okay, Clear Choice Marketing USA. Hey, love your girl Sarah here. What messages are you getting for me? Sarah. I'm sure you've heard that your whole life. I love that song. When I was a kid, I used to love it. Okay. Woo, it's time to give, girl. It's time to give. You are in a place of luck, convenience. You got it a little better than some. And right now, you will gain when you give. Gain when you give. Strengthen the bonds between you. It's kind of like, it almost feels like business, but it also feels like soul level. See, you have a purpose to serve. Yes, it's to create, but with your creations, you serve. You serve. So it just feels like when you show up and when you give, it ends up solidifying the bond between you and the people that you're in soul contract with. And then it ends up turning into more abundance all around the whole thing. It's not that we're just concerned with abundance, but abundance, remember, is like all the things, right? So it just feels fruitful. It feels like the flowers are blooming. Everything is in full force. And sometimes first they give to you and then you reciprocate. That's business. That's exchange. But it's now time to give. And what's going to happen is you're going to make solid all those pathways that are going to give back to you. You are so connected in your crown chakra. Not always you could say what I'm doing is very much activating like the third eye. But someone who is crown chakra activated, not that you're not activated in your third eye, I'm just now singling out the crown chakra. Someone who's really singling out with the crown chakra is all about basically always knowing the higher purpose, always feeling like there is a God in there with you, always feeling like the universe is literally talking to you all the time. So it's not like you're always divining things. It's like you actually just have that faith and knowing. So anyways, I think that's great. I also feel like I need to tell you to not, how do I say this? Not change. Listen, coloring outside of the lines and change and transformation is a beautiful thing. But when you've got something that's worth seeing through, then I want to tell you not to change it and not to transform it, but to actually go the distance with it and see it through. And that's the other message I have for you is please apply that to whatever that makes sense for you. everything you do in your work applies to those you serve on a purposeful soul level. So I love the integration of these two things. It feels like one effort, one vulnerable connection, one authentic creation. It feels beautiful. So go the distance on the thing. Don't change it. See it through. Know that your crown chakra is like just totally alive, and I can sense it from here. It's a beautiful thing. Give, 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 give. Strengthen the bonds, and what's going to happen is all the things that you want to happen as a result. Beautiful, beautiful, my friend. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Heidi, does my mom have a message of me? Heidi, I think we read you earlier. If not, will you put a message in the chat and tell me your mom's name? But I think we did it already, right? Okay. Am I getting down there now? Let me see. Okay, Rosemary says, any messages for my mother who left me in 2015 and my brother who left me in 2016. Rosemary, what are their names? Their first names of your mother and your brother. First names of your mother and your brother. And you guys, I'm going to close it off to any more new questions because I think it's right around that time where I have to start wrapping up, and I know there's still a lot to go, you guys, okay? So no more new questions, but I will get to the ones you have here. Oh my gosh, I missed it. Did you tell me? Can you put it again? Rosemary, your mother and your brother. I think I saw a message, but I wasn't sure if that was from you. I missed it while I was sharing logistics. Mother and brother names. Okay, well, let me try without him. I'll try to look at the screen. Did your brother suffer from, I'm going to use a harsh word, but just let me work it out with you, torment. That could be depression, mental health, addiction, a horrible relationship that really made him feel down. It feels like there's, it just feels like your brother had suffered a little bit. And he's like acknowledging that. And I feel like this message about my mind is free, my heart is free. Okay, I think what Alicia just asked me to do is for those of you who have paid and who have not got your message, can you rewrite your question, like copy and paste it, put it in all caps, and put heart emojis, like a bunch of heart emojis, any color, heart emojis, and your question one more time if you have paid and your reading has not been done. And then I'm going to scroll down to those. You guys, please forgive me for the logistics of what happens when we do this, and it takes time, you guys. I'm sorry. So if you had your question, it did not get read yet, you made your payment, all caps, heart emojis, redo your question, put it in the chat. Okay, thanks. Okay, so Rosemary, it just feels like your brother, I want to say your brother is so much freer now. He kind of acknowledges that he had some stuff. And then it could be a message from both of them because I don't feel it specifically about your brother, but there's this message of if I had known then what I know now, I would have kind of lived differently. So this message is really, I don't know if, I kind of hear like you were right. I hear this sense of you were right. So I don't know if they weren't really into spiritual things and now they are, or who one of them wasn't, or something like that. But I just feel that there's this acknowledgement that your brother is doing good, and your mother's, you know, taking care of them. They're together. And I feel like you were right. And I would have done things a little differently if I'd have known all the things I know now. That's what it feels like. And I'm trying to pick out the messages that are unique to what we've already talked about. So please pay attention to the other people's messages from spirits from heaven, because they all work in congruence to share with us all the things they want to tell us in these opportunities that they get to connect. Okay, thank you very much. You guys, I'm headed down to the bottom. Headed down to the bottom. Thanks, guys. Thanks for redoing your questions, guys. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Alicia. I know Alicia is amazing. Okay. Marianne says thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. PT, does my brother who died 6 months ago know about my secret relationship, and what is his opinion about it? PT, do you have your brother's first name? Will you tell me your brother's first name? Brother's first name. Okay. Does he know about my secret relationship, and what does he think about it? Okay. I feel like he loves it. I feel like he loves it. Whoa. You feel really alone with this. I can tell you feel alone with this. But hey, man, it makes you feel good. Your heart is full. He was murdered. I'll tell you what, I feel him very strong on the other side. He is in no way, my assessment of what this energy feels like is healed, healthy, vital, strong, capable, happy, talking about you, caring about you, coming with no shortcomings, there's no tragedy here when I sense who he is. It feels like he's at peace, he's happy, he's looking at you. And I feel like he's saying, I can sense that, whether it's the secrecy or whatever, that there's like this feeling of sort of like you're alone, and I want you to know that I'm with you in it. I'm right there next to you. The well-deserved reward and the shine, these are positive cards letting me know that he feels good, and I felt that he felt good. You know, I think he honors your timing with everything. The decisions that you are making about this relationship, I feel like when he looks at them, he could weigh in on them, but he knows that from a human, earthly perspective, you're doing the best you can and doing what you can do and what you want to do, and all you're trying to juggle all those things. But ultimately, he just wants you to know, like, just that he's there and he's with you and honoring it. And I do feel he approves. I feel he approves. Like 100% happy you're happy, highest priority. Nothing else matters than that. Nothing else matters. And almost like you should know that. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully you do. Okay. Marianne, will I be able to sell my condo in the next couple of years and move to Sonoma or out of the country somewhere? Okay, Marianne, let's look first at selling the condo in a couple of years. Yes, maybe even next year. I think you just have to make a decision about what you want. It's also possible that you make the decision in the next year, but then you take like 2 more years to do it, because there's this gap between 1 and 3 years. I'm gonna look at Sonoma or out of the country. I think if you really did what you wanted to do, you'd go out of the country. I think if you really did what you wanted to do and went for it, I think you'd go out of the country. Do not close this off as a consideration. Weigh the options for the next year. I do feel you naturally making a decision and then setting the breadcrumbs. I also do feel that it's interesting that I see in 1 year sort of like a decision, and then in 2 years, everything being like wrapped up and all of a sudden you're there. You know what I mean? Like that's where I see it. There's like now, there's narrative in the year, and then there's narrative 2 years after that. So I also, from a like intellectual perspective, wonder why it takes 2 years to move to Sonoma. So I actually feel that you can move to Sonoma. You could totally do it. You might even be more likely to do it. But I, from a psychic perspective, hope you really consider moving out of the country, and there is a plan for you if you want to do that. If you're my best girlfriend, I would say do that. That's the advice I would give. And that's what it feels like the timeline is. I do not think that you need to wait more than a year to get your answer and your plan, and you will have time to carry it out appropriately and get all the ducks in a row. That is a yes for me. You're not going to stay where you are. You're not going to stay where you are. Okay. Okay, Crystal, is my current partner the one I should and will marry? Is my current partner the one I should and will marry? Crystal, email me. I'll give you a 5-minute reading to give you the goods if you want, or just give you what I feel is more appropriate to give you on a personal level rather than a group level. But there's some content here. I almost feel like that would be the plan. Like you're headed in that direction. But I feel like there's some more detail that I can't cover quickly that Spirit wants to give me to help you. Because I wonder if you're headed there, but you've been wondering if you should, and you're like asking yourself certain questions. And like, I really want to know what those questions are so that I could like answer them and help you. But it just feels like there's just a lot here. It almost feels like that's where you're headed. And if you don't decide otherwise, you might do it. But I want to make sure it's what you want too. There's something about that. I think there's a little bit of information here that maybe if we have a quick conversation, we can maybe, I really just want to hear your questions and then bounce answers. Like I feel like your head is all around. You got this, and you would have something to really share with me other than just one sentence. So I'd be happy to connect. Let's do that. But I do think it will head there, and we want to make sure it's what you want and that you feel very secure about that. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got. Okay, I think we're getting close to the end. You guys, thank you so very much. Everybody, please, please, please thank Alicia. Do you know that she is moving tomorrow and she came on to be my assistant to be with you guys? Everybody, drop hearts and emojis for Alicia because she's amazing. Thank you so much. You guys, I'm going to try and go live again at the beginning of next week to do energy readings and healings. And that will be a little bit more from the energetic perspective. So I will be sending healing to everybody, talking through the energy. And then what will happen is when you ask a question, we're also going to turn it around and say, where does the healing need to go? My healers, my light workers, people who want to give healing to others, it's a beautiful space to come in. And the power in the numbers, we send it. And then also, even if you catch it in the replay, all that healing is available to you. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. Okay, tap out, Alicia, no problem. Thanks, guys. You guys have a wonderful evening. I love you so very much. If you want to book a reading with me in person where we can go for 50 minutes, almost a whole hour on your goods, I'm happy to do that. And it's a wonderful support of my business at this time that they're all kind of struggling. Yes, I got some stuff I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to be of service here. So if you are drawn to working with me, TanaNewberry.com. I will give you lots of value, I promise, for your reading, or join me on the lives, and this is appreciated as well. Reiki healings, crystal healings are done also through my website. You can book those. And you guys, I also have online courses. I have a free course at TanaNewberry.com that you can check out. It's called Remove Your Psychic Reading Blocks. It's a free 6-day course, and to give you a little treat at the end of it, there's a 75% off deal for something that you may want to grab if you're interested in pursuing developing your own psychic abilities. Until the next time, you guys, I love you so much. Mwah! Have a good night. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.